Alrighty, well, if YouTube can be believed, then we are live and in person. And so we're going to start the Lamentations of the Elven Princess session. And I'm lucky enough to be playing with 4 people that I used to play with in a play-by-post game on dragonsfoot.org run by Gemma Barn, God, years ago. And so we've never actually gamed together live and in person. This isn't really live and in person, but close. So maybe what I'll do is go over a really, really brief scenario of where we are right now in the world, and then have them all introduce themselves. So at this point, the area of the known world is rather ravaged. And about 150 years ago, give or take, some mysterious race known as the Antha pretty much wiped out society. The large city where the party is, or the large city that used to be there, was called Miang. That was completely wiped out. A few hundred miles to the north, roughly, another city called Plim was mostly occupied. The Antha have disappeared about 100 years ago, give or take. The timeline's not really all that, it's fuzzy, because essentially nobody alive has ever really seen an Antha. Some people say they were human, some people say they weren't human, some people just say they were members of this other mysterious race known as the Great Race, built like large cities, and nobody's ever actually been to them, no sane person, but those are up in the mountains. You can kind of see these giant structures up there, but nobody sane actually goes there. That's not really very important. What is important is the city of Miang itself was everybody left. It was sacked. Everybody fled for their lives, joined some of the nomadic tribes to the south, some of the aristocracy, some of the regular peasants, some of the scholars were able to escape the city before everything was destroyed. So their descendants kind of got assimilated into these tribes. At this point, at some point, the Antha disappeared. Nobody really figured that out for a while. Finally started to come back. There is nothing that prevents the city of Miang from being rebuilt at this point, nothing except physical labor and a unified leader. However, the things that seem to stand in the way of this are politics. There are warring clans, and probably a bit of superstition, because there's parts of the city of Miang that people just don't go into anymore. They're overgrown. People say they're haunted. There's a little bit of superstition going on. But there are 2 major clans that really kind of rule the area. The most powerful clan, the party is not affiliated with, and this is called the Blood Moon clan. And they control the city. What part of the city that people actually go into, what makes the city really important, or is the wells that are in it, because they tap into a really deep and full, lacking a word here, prosperous, a good aquifer. You get water there is what's important, kids. And the land around the city is particularly fertile. So that's what makes this area kind of strategically important. The party is affiliated, on the other hand, with what's known as the Freeman clan. And this clan, it seems to be a mixture of old nomadic tribes, but also like guilds from the city. Do they what?
Do they wear steel suits?
They do not. That's why I put an extra E. They're freemen. But yeah, I completely
You're
smiled.
not fooling anybody.
I'm probably not. However, the Freeman clan, on the other hand, they seem to be more interested in rebuilding the city to its prior level of greatness. They supposedly, if you believe stories, contain many descendants from the original aristocracy, the craftsmen, the scholars, the merchants of the old city of Miang. But it's mostly oral tradition. In any event, that clan has made a lot of forays into the city to recover things like books, some odd devices, other items of esoteric interest, other than just things that are practical. So that's kind of the known world right now. But at this point, I'm going to let the party introduce themselves one by one. Who's your character, and what do they do? Take it away, James.
Well, Feverick Sebering is mostly by necessity a sort of a excavator adventurer type. His chosen career is, or not chosen, what he calls it is artifact retrieval, exploration and artifact retrieval. And that's what he does. If somebody wants something or wants to know something about a place that most sane people would not go to, then he packs up and tries to get there and get out of it alive. And to this date has succeeded.
Right on. So pretty much Indiana Jones. I like it. And Nathan?
I'm playing Otto Horst, who is a specialist or an expert, or whatever the thief equivalent is called. He He bills himself as a just a general troubleshooter. Skill-wise, he's pretty good at stealth and searching and stabbing people in the back. So he's probably really more like a burglar or an assassin. He tries to stay on the right side of the law, if only to avoid being arrested, but is probably not like a great person overall. I mean, I'll see how he shakes out in play. I don't have a strong concept to start with. On the assumption that he will die horribly, I've gone ahead and rolled up a first-level human fighter to be his muscle, who I'm going to take over if my first character dies. His name is Boris Richter, and he's a big dude in chainmail with a broadsword, who I assume his job is to distract people before Otto puts a rapier through their kidney.
I like it. I like it.
Well, I'm going to keep it sketchy. We'll see how this shakes out. I'm not one for long backgrounds.
Awesome. Well, that's all you need in this game. You don't want a long background if you can help it. All right, John, what do you got?
Pamphilius Q. Bunbury, at your service. Master of the learned arts. Yes, that Bunbury. The clan has hired me to guide you.
All right, right on. So we have a guy who's a wizard, but we're not going to say he's a wizard because people don't say they're wizards around here.
Slander, face slander.
That's exactly right. And Lynn, are you with us? They're having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, like random technical difficulties, but I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, right on, right on. So just tell us who your character is.
Okay, I haven't heard what's gone before, so I'm not sure if I'm stepping on any toes or not. She's Gudrun. She's a sword mistress. I think we're going to go with a generic sort of orphan background, just to not have her attached to anything. She's had a very kind of rough life, living hand to mouth, doing sword for hire stuff as she can. So, sorry, I'm a little laggy here on this character concept, but sort of your orphaned, underprivileged, not very communicative, tough chick.
Awesome. That works. That works.
For now, yeah.
Okay. All right. So at this point, if we're ready, we're going to go on to the first scene itself. So you guys are affiliated with this Freeman clan. Let you decide whether you really work for them or you're actually members. Doesn't really make a difference. But you've been invited to meet with the governor of the clan, which is somebody that you haven't really met. You know, you've seen him, but that's about it. And the guy's name is Abram. So you're escorted to his encampment outside the city to the south. And his encampment is in kind of a defensible hilly area. You know that the Blood Moon clan is actually in charge of the city. So you kind of, the Freeman clan has kind of retreated a little bit to the outskirts of the area around the arable land. And it's kind of a hilly area, so it's kind of defensible. It's a bit of a cave system, nothing really major, but strategically pretty good. But he's got a actual wooden lodge. It's a permanent structure or settlement they have over there. So you're brought in by several people. You're offered refreshments. You get to kind of hang out. And finally, at some point, Abram comes in. And Abram himself is a really big man. Not fat. He's just big. He's a big dude. He's great at the temples. He's got really intelligent eyes. He's this kind of the guy that has that charismatic vibe around him. Like you can tell, this is the kind of guy that's kind of born to be in control. And he's got a few people around him who's probably his advisors, probably a couple of guards. But a good retinue of people around him. So he bids you to sit down and pretty much thanks you for your service to the clan. We're appreciative to the work you've done for us in the past. However, I have needed some people that are able to be secretive, able to be effective, and to carry out a mission. And so I brought you people here. So about 3 weeks ago, give or take, members of a smaller affiliated clan to the southwest came to me and the other Freeman leadership, and they claiming that they saw something very strange in the hills and the small mountainous areas near where they graze their animals. And they saw some kind of disturbance in the sky, and something. There was some fire or something in the hills. It was during a thunderstorm, but something came on fire. There was a great noise from what they said, which doesn't seem all that unusual. But they said they went to investigate, and they found some kind of artifact, some kind of device. And I sent a party out to go investigate this, a group of scholars. About 2 weeks ago, I sent them out. Set up essentially an expedition of some of the more learned people to investigate the site, because we believe what they found there in the hills is an Antha war machine. We're not sure how it came to be there, whether it fell out of the sky, whether some strange Antha magic brought it there. But if it is what I think it is, what they described it as, this could be incredibly valuable to our clan, because this could tip the balance of power. If we're able to get something like that to work, whatever kind of magic it takes, we know the tales of how they use those to completely destroy the city in a few days. If we just had access to one, we'd be able to take over kick the Blood Moon clan out of there and actually get to the point where we could rebuild and defend the city and turn Miang into an actual jewel of a city like it once was, just like Plim is up to the north. We could become a force to be reckoned with, because there was a time when this was a prosperous city-state. And now, obviously, we're not doing so good. Do you have any questions so far?
Was this something that's just appeared, or were there tracks or evidence in the area that it had only recently arrived? I don't have a great sense from your description if this was in a trafficked area where it could have lain unnoticed for a century, or if it just obviously has to be newly arrived.
That is something we didn't get that much information on. We do have a member of that clan still here if you want to talk to him. We'd probably give you more information. But he came here with 2 others. Originally, we let the other 2 guide the expedition back to this area, but we allowed him to stay here as our guest, which he shall remain until we discover what's really going on. But you could talk to this man and get more information. They weren't able to give us that much. What I can tell you that happened after we sent this expedition out is about 6 days afterwards, we received a messenger back from our expedition, and he said he found one of these strange things, which could be, they're usually called destroyers or ravagers, and but the scholars at that point were examining it carefully. Literally, the messenger said they just found it, so he wasn't able to give us that much information. Came in, told us that this was actually a real thing and not some made-up fabrication, and then left. So he was sent right back to the expedition, but nobody's heard from them since, and they should have been sending regular reports. And so we're concerned at this point what might have happened. What my major concern is that no other clans find this relic, because if it is what I think it is, I'd rather we have it and tip the balance of power in our favor rather than give it to somebody else.
How many days since you last heard from them?
At this point, it's been over 2 weeks.
Long time.
Long time.
A lot could happen.
Which makes me nervous.
How far?
It is about 3 days' ride to the south. Now we'll equip you. We'll equip you with horses, and if you need supplies, you can have them. In fact, there are 5 of you. We'll give you 3 more men wearing red shirts to go with you.
A sure guarantor of quality.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ceremonial crimson,
That's the official shirt color of the flunkies of the Freeman clan.
Well, my concern would be that this tribe that knows the location of this artifact knows what it is and how desirable it is, and they're kind of holding out for the highest bidder, maybe.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, they're affiliated with us. They tend to be loyal. I mean, they did come here to tell us of the artifact. And
True.
we did have one of our own men come back and confirm the story that there was this apparatus, whatever the hell it is. He's blathering on about some large metal object, but so I sort of trust them. And we are detaining one of their men just in case something odd is afoot. But I I can't see them making a power grab. They could, I suppose. I don't think they have anybody smart enough working for them. I mean, they're a bunch of goat herders when it comes right down to it. We're we have the descendants of the scholars and the elite of the city in our bloodline. So and we sent 2 of our best scholars there. I can't imagine some of those goat herders would have gotten it. Anyhow, what were you saying?
Let's go talk to this this guest. Let's see what he knows.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So you get escorted to another area in the lodge where there's a man in a series of rooms. The door's locked, but he's doesn't seem to be any kind of bars. But you get the idea that like he's not really allowed to leave at this point. But there is a man named Morris, and he seems to be kind of a thin. It's kind of like what you would imagine a goat herd to look like. Stin is a little scraggly. Seems to be well washed, probably since he's been here, because I can imagine. There's water here. There's not a hell of a lot of water where he is. It doesn't smell that bad, but he's a thin little guy. So they kind of introduced him to Morris and said, "This is the witness. This is the man that brought the information here."
Well, I've certainly seen worse prisons.
Yeah, I've never seen any. I don't. It's nice here. It's nice here, but I don't think I'd like to stay here forever.
So, tell us about this this Ravager.
Well, I can tell you that night it was a thunderstorm, and it was I'm not sure why I'm talking with a New York accent, but just go with this here. There was a thunderstorm, and it was I've seen a lot of thunderstorms in my life, but nothing like this before. And it was a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and I've seen lightning cause fires before, but up in one of those hills, those really rocky hills up there, where the trees are a little sparse, but you can't really lead the goats up there. Just like a boom, like rocks flying and just kind of this explosion. We saw it, we heard it, and then we looked up and there's like that, and there's something on fire. So, a few of us went up there, after the storm was over the next day. And, we go up, we kind of follow where we're pretty sure, but you could see a couple on the top there. You can see a couple trees. You see it's kind of like outcrop, it's right up there, the really big pine trees. So you know exactly where it is. So we go up there, we find it, and this thing is, God, it's got to be 20, 30 feet. It's this giant, big, gray, black, metal thing, like a box or like a house, like somebody's house, but it's made of metal. And probably like 10 feet, 12 feet, I don't know, maybe 16 feet wide, just big, kind of cube. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of stuff like that before. But it's like this, just a big freaking metal hut. And then it's got these things coming out of it, like 3 things are like legs or something. But it's kind of on its side, like it ain't doing so good. But it's kind of like the stories of what the Ravagers were. Those things that's supposed to shoot lightning and then all the magic and the people dying and the running. And so we knew it was something important. But and everything around it was all burnt up. All the trees, all the vines, something like that. The rocks were all over the place, but didn't look like anything I wanted to mess with. So, we came here and figured, well, the smart people are here. Somebody ought to be able to do something with this. But, yeah, and we were hoping maybe for some gold or something. But instead, I kind of stay here instead, and that's, well, I got some food here, but I was hoping for something a little bit better. You got any cheese?
No, not on my person, but I assume that if we resolve this to the satisfaction of our mutual benefactor, that there will be plenty of cheese, possibly even cheese that does not come from goats, just for novelty.
What the hell's wrong with goat cheese?
Nothing, but there are splendiferous varieties of cheese. I have heard of many of them.
Sounds uncivilized. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. But,
There would
it'd
be
nice.
wine to go with that cheese.
Oh, that would be good because we don't have.
Here's the
very much.
question: were there tracks around this thing? Did it look like it had just come to be there, or were there weeds grown up over it like it had been there a long time, or what?
That's a good question. We couldn't figure that out because it was like in the middle of a bunch of trees and like all the, big nasty gnarled vines they got up there. And it was so burned up, you couldn't tell. Was that there or did it kind of crash? I mean, my friend Brutus, he said, oh, it came out of the sky and crashed. I said, Brutus, you're freaking nuts. Nothing ain't coming out of no sky and smashing it. This thing's been here for a long, long time. But, you couldn't tell because all the trees and stuff were burned up. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, that probably tells us what we need to know. Thanks for your time. And we will tell them you need some cheese.
Thanks, yeah, because I got lots of time right now. Yeah, so it's okay. I don't get very many visitors.
All right. And we know where to look for this place. So.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, what you're going to get is, via like what Morris can tell you, and from what Abram can tell you, you're going to get the basic gist of how to get there. It's not that hard. And as far as like being able to locate, you're not going to get a guide, but being able to locate where the object is, there's essentially like a big, unmistakable hill. And I'm not good enough at describing what this is going to be for you to remember, so you'll know it when you see it. And Morris is able to kind of give you like sight points. Like there's a few really remarkable trees up on the top and like a rocky outcrop. And if you get to line them all up, you're like, yeah, we're going. That's the right way to go. So it's pretty. You have to be kind of dumb to not find it.
Pamphilius has a local map. Will he show us whereabouts on that local map?
Yeah, he can show you pretty much easy, and it's about 60 miles. It's about 3 days ride, because it's there's not really roads anymore. There's overgrown roads of what used to be. There's probably an old road trail when it comes right down to it. That's just overgrown, like a city road at one point. What it boils down to. So, but it's overgrown at this point. But yeah, it give you a pretty good indication of where it is. Shouldn't be that hard. Good.
Okay. Well, let's requisition our stuff and then get on the road.
All right. You can be supplied with mounts. Everybody get a horse without a problem. They're not the best horses in the world, but not the worst. There are 3 fellows that they have told to come with you, and we're going to say, gee, for the lack of better names, we're going to call them Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And all these fellows are going to wear some leather armor and carry a sword and drive, get a horse, but they're pretty much standard guard, type people of the clan, laborers. And anything else you want to requisition? Now's the time.
I think we need to make sure that each of us are carrying like 2 weeks worth of rations. We don't want to go out there and only be able to spend 1 day on site, or it might take us a couple extra days.
Yeah, that's easy.
If we get lost. I think we're going to want like basic outdoor gear, like some tents. I don't know if anybody has fire starting gear, bedrolls, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can assume that you can get that without a problem. So you don't need to itemize every single item. Pretty much, expedition type gear is available.
Yeah, that's what we need. I don't feel like I need to get into detail on expedition stuff today, but we're probably going to want a shovel and a spade.
Pickaxe.
Case.
Pickaxe, yeah. We've already got a crowbar.
You got a crowbar. You got a crowbar. All righty.
Pros better watch out.
That's exactly right. Is there anything else that you want to do before you split?
I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go.
All righty. Well, then it is fall.
I cannot hear you talking.
No, your mic's muted, actually.
Yeah. Your mic is muted. Now it is not.
Are you still with us, Len?
Apparently not.
She's dead again. Okay. Well, she should be back. So hopefully, in the meantime, I can tell you that it's fall. It is not dismal, but you are able to travel pretty uneventfully for the first day or so. Let me just double check to make sure it is uneventful, and in fact, it
You are
is
still muted.
I think I'm back.
Oh, there you are.
You are. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, the first day is relatively uneventful as you travel. You start to pass by, all the basic clans people in the area. You leave the area kind of controlled by your clan, and you start to pass, settlements for the most part. Small little groups of people, people that are like have little teeny farms, little groups of herdsmen, like kind of like little small homes, one or two homesteads. The people that you pass, they seem to be relatively suspicious. They really don't come anywhere near you for the most part. They seem like they can see you from a distance off, and they just kind of you could tell they're used to seeing people and not really wanting to talk to them for the most part. So let me just double check. Okay, good. Nothing happens the first day. Things go relatively well. And let's just double check the second day really fast. Nothing happens the second day of note as far as the dice are concerned. You do on the second day of travel. You pass on the west, which would be nominally, I guess, your right if you're going south. What looks like the overgrown remnants of a large settlement, like what probably was used to be a town, and it's probably about 500-600 feet off the trail. And this includes like a large stone structure, which might have been a church or a temple or something like that. But fairly, I don't want to say remarkable. I guess remarkable looking compared to everything else you passed.
Do we want to make an examination of that site, or do we care? Anybody?
I think, 30 minutes maybe, 30 minutes to an hour. Just take a look around.
Yeah,
Sure.
never hurts.
Okay, there you go. So you're able to go through the brush relatively easy. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be quite honest. But you come across pretty much like a
You are muted again. Okay.
pretty much a lot of overgrown buildings. You're not quite sure how long this settlement has been abandoned. Could be years. Not sure if that's something that was still there after the Antha invasion. About 10 minutes in, one of you stumbles over a corpse. It's an old corpse. Could have been dead a couple of years, but definitely face down human corpse, still wearing some clothes. Kind of seems kind of out of place.
Is there an obvious cause of death?
From a year, not really. You can tell this thing's been there for a while.
I didn't know if there was like a giant sword sticking out of it or anything like that. But...
No, nothing really seems to be jumping out at you as an obvious cause of death.
Well, let's. Well, I will kick that body over and see if it happened to be carrying anything of note. I assume not. But if I don't search the body, then I'm not even playing D&D.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can tell it is wearing a bit of a silvery copperish sort of chain around its neck. Looks like it might have been a woman. It's got long hair, but then again, everybody had long hair back then. So, but it does have a chain that looks semi-valuable around its neck.
Okay.
Are you looting the body?
I'm gonna. Well, I don't know. Is there like an icon or like a seal or anything on it, or is it just like, hey, here's this necklace?
No, it doesn't seem to be really remarkable when it comes right down to it. It seems to be worth something, but nothing like no icon, no like strange cultic symbol, no like magical gem looking thing. It just looks pretty standard.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take it, but I don't feel great about it. My character does not experience a sense of triumph.
Thank you for giving us that glimpse into your character's personal life. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, right on. You have yourself a silver necklace, value unknown. But
I want to take a little closer look at the body. Just look at the skull, see if it's intact, see if the chainmail is intact, if it has any obvious breakages in the chainmail.
well, it's not
Just
wearing
a chain.
chainmail, just wearing chain. But closer examination, you could probably tell the skull looks like one side of the face is kind of caved in a little bit.
There's
Okay.
our cause of death.
Okay.
You know.
And
I've been watching too many Murdoch mysteries.
I'm going to look at the area around to see if there's evidence of a melee, if it looks like, if it's tidier, so it might indicate an ambush. If there are lots of other footprints around that might indicate that this was part of a guard patrol. You know, just kind of figure out what happened from what's around.
Really, if as you look around the area, and you guys are probably like nominally like maybe 100 feet away from the larger stone like temple area or structure, whatever the hell it is. What there really are signs of is just a lot of debris. Nothing. It looks like, you know, some people have probably been through here at some point. It looks like the plants and, you know, have kind of started to take the town back over again. So it could have been abandoned for 10 years, 20 years. It's hard to tell, but it's been a while.
Well, here's my thought. I think that we should go ahead and look in this temple. Initially, I was of the opinion that we should leave it alone because if it's been sitting out here this long, this close to the road, it's probably been looted. But if this corpse has sat here for like 3 years without anybody snatching this necklace off of it, maybe I'm wrong. So let's set Yui, Dewey, and Louie to bury this poor gal and go in there and kick some tables over.
Yeah, I agree.
The gods have
Bury
had time to reclaim their own.
So the disgruntled Huey, Dewey, and Louie take out the shovels and grumbling all the while as they, you know, dig into
They
the
don't like it. They want to go in there with us and look for giant spiders because they got the option.
You know, it's okay. I think right over here is a good spot right here. I think it looks like the Earth is good over there. I think there should be no rocks. It'll be all right.
Okay, I think we got that straightened out.
All right, you know, and apparently they're from New York too, because I start to talk like that. You'll notice my accent kind of fluctuates. There we go. Okay, excellent. So they start burying that, and as you go in, there's obviously a front door, you know, like kind of like a big archway, that sort of thing. As you go in, you can tell like part of the roof has just kind of been caved in. So it's light inside. It's probably 2 stories high, like kind of like a big sort of atrium. That's a major part of it. There is just debris and crap strewn all over the place. Looks like just old, like, you know, pieces of wood, pieces of tattered cloth. You can see another few bodies in here.
Whoa! More bodies.
Architecture check. First of all, how sound is this place? And second of all, so like we don't end up being bodies here. And second, how much of it looks like destruction and how much looks like decay?
Oh, okay. Oh my God, a die roll. Go ahead, roll yourself an architecture check and tell me if you got your.
Okay, rules newbie here. How do I roll that? I have 5 out of 12.
So you want to hit a 1 through 5. If it's over
Okay.
5, then you fail.
Survey says 3.
Okay, I can tell you that this really honestly looks like, as you examine it, it looks like, you know, it looks like it was natural decay. It looks like at some point some beam somewhere probably just gave, and maybe it was a hard winter. It doesn't look like something hit the building. As far as the rest of the structure goes, it looks pretty solid. Like, unless, you know, something really crazy happens, you should be okay.
All right, then I guess I'm going to start a search. And since I don't know how big the room is, but we might want to portion that off if there are other people with the search skill. Like the back of Nathan's chair.
Yeah, it's about, the room itself is probably about, like, you know, 40 by 40, give or take, you know.
Okay. So yeah, I'll start searching, I guess, in the the most collapsed area.
So we decided it was safe to be in here.
Yes.
He did, yeah. He's pretty
Okay.
sure. He's smart.
I also have the search skill. Not all that great, but I've got it. No, wait, yeah, I do. Shit, it's Tinker that I suck at. I'm good at search.
Okay.
Let's see what that comes up with. I roll a 1 on a 1d12. I don't know if that's a crit or anything, but
No, not really one, but no,
succeed.
you succeed. You succeed. So you're able to look around there. I can tell you, searching wise, you don't find anything of particular interest amongst all the debris and crap in the floor there. It definitely looks like it was some kind of temple. You find some old texts, like pieces, like ripped up pieces of paper when it comes right down to ripped up pieces of cloth. You can tell, one of the bodies you actually find a ring. Looks like a gold ring. Looks like it's something that might have been important. Probably, you're searching too?
Yep.
Okay.
4.
Probably a 4. Is that a success for you?
Yes.
Oh,
Out of 5.
Okay. You also are not finding anything remarkable within the room itself except for the bodies. There's 3. One body, seems like this gold ring, which once again our gold digger friend seems to have found the loot first.
Well, I was going to let you guys. I was going to let our other characters search the bodies, and I was going to look for false panels. But however you want to narrate this out is fine. I mean, I don't.
Oh.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, well that would be the first thing you saw there was that. But okay, you can do if you're searching for other stuff, sure.
Well, these guys, our fighter and our magic user can probably pull treasure off of a corpse if they want to.
Okay.
But the
we will need someone to carry it though before we kill you.
That's cool. The specialists, though, like I figure, me and James's character would be better for looking at like secret doors or the traditional panel concealed under the altar, which I think is in like every temple in a D&D module that has been published since 1974. Right.
I tell you what, did anybody not make a search roll?
I did not.
Okay, I tell you what, the two of you could make one. Just let me know if you actually succeed.
Let's make it an architecture roll first. I think I'll be interested in what rites were performed here. And I fail.
Okay. You're pretty sure it was horrible pagan cultic rites, probably human sacrifice.
Pity we arrived late.
And Gudrun, did you make any kind of search roll?
Looks like it's in the text chat.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, well, you're not exactly going to find anything here. But at this point, I'll tell you what. Everybody go ahead and roll a d20 and try to roll under your wisdom.
Rolled my wisdom exactly.
Okay, right on. Equal to or under.
I rolled a 4 against my wisdom of 11.
Excellent, excellent. Anybody else?
Otto fails. My henchman succeeds.
Excellent. Okie dokie. All right. And Lynn, is your audio working? Or are you just totally just chat now?
Yeah, looks like your sound's out again.
Okay. At this point, anybody that actually made that notices the thing jumping from a corner of the ceiling through the hole. Everybody else does not notice this first round, but a humanoid skeletal figure kind of jumps down from there, moving impossibly fast. And how many are there? There's 5, so we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be Boris. And so it is Otto that this thing is streaking towards as fast as hell. So some kind of skeletal, crazed-looking thing, and it is not going to hit you, as you definitely move out of the way.
I don't know, like flavor text wise, I think that probably what happened there is like maybe Boris clotheslined it with his shield or something. Like, because I think that Otto's destiny is to die. Like, I just feel it in this game.
So, Boris, no, Master, no. All right, so if you guys can roll for initiative, it's one person rolls. Doesn't matter who, just roll D6.
I'll do that.
I roll a 4, so beat a 4.
2.
Okay, so you lose. All right, at this point, I guess Otto and Boris are right next to this thing. So I'm going to kind of just call odds even. So odds is going to be, and it still does not like Otto. It comes right down to it. So he's going to attempt to attack you again with both hands. And let's see, what is your armor class, Otto?
15.
It's 15. Okay. Well, then this thing is going to, oops, I got the wrong die here. This thing is going to whack you with both fists. And I'm going to pop you for 2 points. That just kind of thuds into you and then bowls you over a little bit.
That's not nearly enough damage to get this game where it's going, but okay.
And sorry, what is this thing swinging?
It's just swinging its hands. Alrighty, so it is the party's turn. What do we do?
Well, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and roll attacks because I've got my guys right there. But I don't see any options other than like engage in melee, so that's what I'm going to roll for.
Okay.
And what's the AC on this thing?
You'll find out. Just tell me which armor class you hit.
Okay, well, I can't because my thief is using a rapier, which results in a bit of Schrodinger's modifier if I don't know its unadjusted AC. But okay.
Oh, there's no adjusted AC. It's just whatever your final armor class is.
No,
Yeah,
I get a penalty to hit if its unadjusted AC is better than.
Gotcha.
Better than.
Oh, I know that rule has nothing. This thing, its armor class is entirely based on speed, not on how tough it is.
Okay. Well, I rolled on the die a 15 and 11, which comes out modified wise to a 17 and a 15, I think.
Oh, you're rolling for both guys at once?
Yeah, 17 and 15.
Okay, so who's rolling the 17? Who's rolling the 15?
The rogue with the rapier is rolling the 17. The fighter is rolling the 15.
Okay, you both hit. So go ahead and roll me some damage for this.
That comes out to a 5 damage for Otto and 7 damage for Boris.
Damn. Okay. Well, you guys both pop this thing pretty well. It kind of reels back a little bit, and it doesn't seem like you hurt it as much as you should have.
Oh, great. So somebody got a mace or something blunt?
A crowbar.
Yeah, good one. Get the crowbar on this thing. I think it's got DR slashing.
It is possible. It's possible. It looks like Goodrun's moving to range, rolling to hit it with the broadsword. So I gotta say that Lynn, you're up. We still can't get her volume to work. Is that what's going on?
No, she's actually muted now.
Yeah, you're muted now. And we can't hear you.
Okay.
That is probably not going to help.
Okay. I don't know if you might want to log out and log back in. But go ahead and give me a roll.
It's there in chat.
All right, including modifiers. Okay, well, there was a mighty swing, but the thing gets right out of your way. It is fast. Pamphilus, what do you do at this point? Pamphilus.
Well, okay, can't have this thing poking sharp anythings into my fellow party members. So his fingers twitch a little bit, and I think I need to roll a d6 here. 4 does not succeed in being subtle.
Okay.
So I think it's mainly a motion of drawing from the hip and pointing a finger at this thing and going zap.
Okay. Giving us a magic missile.
He remarks, the electromagnetic projectiles are bad this time of year. And he rolls a 1, a 1, and a 4. So it could save for half damage if it likes.
Magic missile.
No, not
in this game.
Only if you're shooting at multiple targets, which you are not. You're shooting at one target. So you actually zap this thing pretty good. It kind of reels back.
Ooh.
And all right, that would be Feverick. Feverick, the Magnificent Investigator. What are you doing at this juncture? James, are you with us? You're muted still.
Yes, I forgot that. Because I've been warned to pull out the little blunt weapon experimentally, even though he's specialized with a spear. Boy, between that and unspecialized attack with a crowbar, that's tricky. You know what? I'm going to go with the tried and true. I'm just going to stab with the spear. I know how to use one quite well.
Right on.
So, actually, could I whack it? Like, use it as a staff and just whack it?
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. D20 says, oh dear. 6 and no strength modifier.
Okay, yeah, it jumps out of your way really, really fast.
Okay.
And at this point, you can go ahead and roll initiative again. Somebody roll me a d6 and tell me what you got. Beat a 6. Beat a 6.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Okay.
6.
Excellent. Simultaneous.
We don't. Does that modified by Dex?
Only if you're doing individual, like party member by party member. So almost never, unless you're doing like a fight, fighting like a singly.
Okay.
You generally go by dexterity at this point. This thing has a relatively high dexterity. So does anybody have a dexterity of 16 or up?
No.
Does anyone have a dex lower than 9, by the way?
I don't think so.
No.
Pamphilus can keep going last then.
Okay. Well, what this thing tends to be doing at this point is it seems to be like kind of clambering back up, trying to clamber back up the wall, which it seems to be able to do relatively well. So does not seem to be attacking this round.
Okay, he wants to go first. Anybody?
Go ahead. That gets it you.
Destroy it. Destroy it.
Yeah, I think it's gotta go.
I will go ahead and make some more dice rolls then. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, Otto and Boris are on this thing like white on rice. That's an unmodified 18 and 17, so that's definitely 2 hits.
All right, right on. So go ahead and tell me what your damages are. Apparently, it's very festive. Go ahead.
Okay. 2 damage from Otto and 4 damage from Boris. So total of 6 from Team Chaos over here.
All right, so Team Chaos seems to have hit this thing pretty hard. It is still scrambling up the wall.
Oh, nice.
Right. Take another whack at it with the staff spear.
Good job from Gudrun, who may drop this thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, go ahead. Give me some damage.
Yeah. Wait, does strength modify damage rolls?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to, but I let it modify damage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, I should definitely leave damage dealing to the damage dealers.
What'd you get?
7 out of 20
Oh, okay, right on.
to hit.
Damage
Yeah.
5. Okay.
Not happening.
All right, and okay, Gudrun hits it pretty good too. It does not seem like it's really doing really good, but it is still going up the wall. It seems like you guys have definitely, caused some hurt.
Okay, Pamphilius is going to lose patience at this point. I said destroy it! And he steps forward with his broadsword.
Okay.
Wait, our magic user has a broadsword?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, there's no weapon restrictions in this game.
Oh. I was about to say, what sorcery is this?
Oh, a natural 20.
Oh, that's the problem. It's not sorcery.
A natural 20. Oh, it's okay, right on. So I mean, there are no crits normally in this game, but you could if you roll to confirm the armor class, you roll me a 15, and you'll have done a critical hit.
Oh, nice. Only a 2 for damage.
Okay. That actually takes it. This thing like just collapses back on there, and head kind of falls off.
So Pamphilius turns his head and said, "Like that."
Like that. Excellent.
Puts away his sword.
And Lynn, did you ever try like logging back out and logging back in and try to get your volume to work again? Or are we gonna be just having to read everything you said? Yeah, give it a shot. Anyhow, at this point, you now have like a skeletal-looking creature at your feet. The lights in its eyes seem to have gone out. It is wearing some kind of bizarre-looking amulet.
Oh, well, we definitely need that amulet, right?
Okay. Am I back?
You are
Yeah,
back. You are
yeah.
back.
Okay. I have no idea what's causing it to drop out. I did say this is the cheapest headset I own, so that could have something that could be a factor here.
And you are using Chrome, not Firefox, right?
I am using Chrome, right?
Okay, good. All right, right on.
It's bizarre.
Right on.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you I'm using regular headphones in this thing and not using the microphone at all. So I'm using the microphone from the laptop and just using headphones. So that seems to work really well as well.
I'll experiment before next time.
Right on. So it is in fact wearing an amulet.
We should be very,
Pamphilius
very
is killed,
careful.
so Pamphilius is bending down and having a look here. He ain't touching it, though.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's all you, buddy.
Yeah, he just wants a close look at this amulet. Is it glowing or anything?
It is not glowing. It appears to be made of, it appears to be gold for the most part. There's some kind of semi-precious stones in the middle of it. It's pretty ornately worked. It looks pretty awesome when it comes straight down.
I don't think he can resist picking that up then, I guess. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me roll
Awesome,
a wisdom
like
check for him.
Awesome, like it's
He
valuable.
fails his
or
wisdom
awesome
check,
like
so he's reaching for it.
I was going to say
Right on.
awesome like it's valuable or awesome like it belongs on a metal album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, both. It really looks like both. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're doing the right thing by taking that, and I
Okay, right on.
hope it doesn't turn your liver into spiders or something.
Yeah, accepting the curse.
It does look fairly awesome. You don't feel anything particular, but it looks it looks particularly cool. It looks particularly cool.
It unclasps and reclasps and like a normal amulet would.
It does. It does.
Okay.
And if you put it on, you do not change sex. I swear to God. Just try.
Do we have a notion what kind of temple this is, like which god in particular, or is it not obvious from looking around?
Oh, this is it. Well, Pamphilius thought it was the temple of some pagan cult. I wasn't. Who did that? Who completely failed it? No, it was Pamphilius. Yeah, he thinks it's pretty sure it's like some kind of reptile god. This is a temple to Odo. This is a standard. Odo, like the god of pretty much the benevolent male god. The god of civilization, god of nature. He's pretty mostly benevolent.
The reptoids are more concerned with water fluoridation.
Right. Exactly. But this is standard god. I mean, really, that's what makes it worship when it comes right down to it. So, nothing remarkable.
Okay,
So,
Pamphilius shows off that amulet. Everyone sees him take it. He's going to put it in a pocket.
okay.
I'm going to try to find where it came through.
Well, it came from like a hole
From
in
the ceiling. And so that is Fevric's next destination, is how to get up there. He does have the climbability, so there is no way that anything could possibly go wrong.
Okay. All you got to do is not fail.
All right. All you have to do is not fail, and everything goes perfectly, right?
What kind of equipment are you using?
That's a very good question. I did not write down any particular thing except for rope. So he's got rope.
We got a grappling hook, I think.
All right. Well,
Sure you do. Okay, right on.
between us, we could probably manage this without failing too horribly.
Okie dokie.
So with the grappling hook and with rope, and with me banging my camera out of place, here goes nothing. I'm trying to beat a 5, unmodified. 7.
Which 7?
7 on a D20 or D12. D12.
Okay, so. But I'll tell you this: with the grappling hook, you're going to get like 4 more. So you make it. You scurry up there without problem. So at this point, yeah, you're up there. It looks like you're pretty much on the roof of the building. That seems to be where it came from. You don't see anything really remarkable. It's a good chance that this thing was just up there.
Okay, but there's no lair or anything.
No, you don't see
it was probably just watching us.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, and there doesn't seem to be any other place it could have been.
Okay.
So it's
Come back down.
you get the sense you were just ambushed by this thing.
So I guess I finished searching the site because I was recently interrupted by getting the shit clawed out of me by skeletons.
Right.
And so, yeah, I'm going to keep doing that while they investigate where this thing came from.
Yeah, really, I mean, when it comes right down to it, after really giving this place a really good once-over, everything looks pretty unremarkable. The most remarkable thing about it is, like, one of the bodies here is probably only about a month old.
Well,
You get the impression probably that somebody, went in here and that was not a good idea.
yeah, so they came here, got killed by skeletons. We took care of the skeletons. I guess we can leave, unless we want to search any other structures here. Problem solved.
How was the skeleton dressed? Or how had it been dressed?
It was dressed in pretty much standard clothing. Some, you got to search this thing really carefully?
Sure.
Okay. It was dressed in what you would probably call like pretty good clothing, like pretty fine clothing at some point.
Right.
You can actually see some of the stuff on its clothes, or like rather in its clothes. You see some things like little trinkets, not trinkets, but like what's where I'm looking for, little components here and there. Look almost like material components for spellcasting.
Ooh. Oh.
Like old and useless, but the kind of stuff you'd carry, like cricket legs and little pinches of sand and little doodads. I mean, this game doesn't mechanically tell you what kind of doodads you're supposed to have, but you realize this guy was either he was really effing weird or he was a spellcaster.
So
one of the two.
There's a story there.
Job requirement.
I wonder how he got here, how long he's been here. If he does have a lair, how much magical stuff is there for the taking.
So if this is a skeleton, how long since it had flesh?
It actually looks skeletal. It looks kind of like the skin was kind of like just shriveled over the bone. So it's I wouldn't call it a skeleton per se, but it's somewhere between skeleton and zombie in terms of like just how shriveled up it is.
Yeah, it sounds like we've met our predecessors.
Well, they were shooting at their job, so
messing with the dark arts is dangerous. You never know.
Amphilius shakes his finger at everyone in the party and says, "Don't let this happen to you."
That sounds like something a chicken would say.
Yeah. All right, so what are we doing at this point?
I don't know. Unless any of the other stone structures here look really fascinating, I'd say that we get onto the and go find this destroyer. And also we need to continue praying that the destroyer is harder to operate than a goat.
There you go. Yeah, you have to pray that. Yeah, so nothing really, there's nothing else here really all that remarkable. You come out and Huey and Dewey and Louie have finished burying the body and have found one of the bottles of wine that nobody was supposed to be drinking, in there, and have helped themselves to that. So they're just pretty much sitting on the horses drinking wine, just BSing at this point, talking about how raw of a deal they got having to bury the body. Oh, hey, what's going on? What took you guys so long? Find anything good?
We were attacked by the Walking Dead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sure. You want some wine?
I'm okay.
Drinking wine, eating cheese, catching some rays.
So are we moving on? Is that the point?
Sure.
All righty.
Yeah.
So then, let's see. Oh, yeah. So if you're going to sleep that night, which I'm assuming you're going to sleep, unless you're going to rest an entire day, Otto, you can heal up one hit point overnight. You're the only person that took damage, are you?
Yeah. I don't think that one hit point is worth taking a whole the extra.
No, a whole day. I would actually let you roll your hit die.
Yeah. Let's just get on with this.
But sleeping overnight will give you a hit point no matter what.
Yeah, one's enough. That puts me at 15 out of 16. So
right. I mean, and the way just to give you like an idea, the way that I conceptualize the hit points in this game is they're really your defensive combat mojo. Like the last hit point is like really where you're in trouble. The rest of it's kind of like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. You're getting bounced around and beat around, but you're not really hurt. When you lose your last hit point or two, that's when the sword goes through your gut. That's bad. So you got banged around by that thing is what happened. Good.
Sure.
All right. So let's see about what happens. Oh, all righty. Well, something interesting happens on the third day, and let's find out what it is. All righty. At this point, you're traveling. It's about half of the way there. You can see kind of where you're going in the distance. And you see, let's see, just make sure there's nothing else you see at this point. You see about 6 guys on horseback. They're kind of what I'm trying to think of the way to describe it. I don't want to say Native American, but that's kind of like that, complete with like the kind of gear and headdress type thing. You can tell this is men from the Ogla clan. They're sort of a warlike clan. There's a little bit of a fringe clan that operates down there, but you see about 6 of them. They've seen you, and they're kind of just looking your way. Nothing's really going on yet.
Which way were they headed?
They were headed actually the opposite way that you were going. They're kind of coming in from the, I'm saying from your left, so from the east. So probably coming from the southeast, or traveling up towards you on an angle.
We
I think
talked
it's
to
way about going. Like, hi guys, and let's go on our way. Like, unless they're dragging a destroyer behind their horses, then.
I was going to say we could ask them how many were in their party when they were going the other way.
That's kind of
Yeah, they don't appear to be coming from where you're going. Kind of east from there, but southeast. But let's say somebody saying hi, guys. Is that what's going on?
Give them a wave.
Okay. Now let's see what their reaction is. They're okay. I mean, one of them kind of like waves hi back.
Well, I'm glad that isn't offensive in their culture or something.
No. No.
All right.
We've
Well,
got hand. That's your pooping hand.
Right.
if we just kind of keep a respectful distance as we move forward.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's how it is here.
At this point, one of them is broken off from them and is riding towards you.
Gudrun is going to say, if they ask, we should say we're seeking some missing members who were out herding or scouting or something like that. We shouldn't say, oh, there's a big gray box we're trying to go get. We should play it cool, like we're on a rescue mission, that kind of thing, maybe?
Less is more.
Yeah.
I'd agree on how many there were.
All right, so this guy's riding up now. He's up on you.
Okay.
He says, "Greetings. Who are you?"
Well, Otto and Boris introduced themselves as Otto and Boris, and just like start blathering.
But no, one at a time. One at a time.
Okay. You guys are next.
Amphilius launches into a diatribe about the beauty of the wilderness and says he is delighted to meet a man so obviously in tune with nature.
Ah, why, thank you. Thank you. The reaction roll has gone in your favor. I am.
My God.
Yeah, that could have gone very badly. I am Boraz from Clan Ogla. What is your business here?
We seek missing clan members.
Hmm.
Have you seen 5 pass this way?
Not in some time. But these are dangerous lands. You be careful.
We are about to give up. Our boss will not be pleased.
Well, may you find the men you're looking for. And be careful.
Thank you.
Whatever you do, do not enter the old settlement a day's ride back. That's where people die.
Of what?
Died?
Die. D-I-E. Die.
Oh.
You go there, you die.
Thank you for that advice. We scouted it, but yes, we appreciate your caution.
Ride
Well-
swiftly and well.
You as well.
Not yet.
Well, because reaction roll has gone in your favor, nothing bad has happened. So he rides off.
That's good.
Let's
No,
not
no,
look too eager to press on because I said we were about to give up. We should
Yes.
probably wait until they're out of sight and look like we're debating.
Right on. Well, these guys will. Yeah.
You guys doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good to go.
You don't look anywhere near as cool, but yeah, we can hear you. Alrighty. Oh, alrighty. So you keep going?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me just make sure nothing else happens that's really... sorry, I'm just kind of scrolling through this little document here and making sure nothing... that's a problem of... Let's see. All right. Oh, okay. Well, that's what happens then. Let me just find out what happens. Okay. So you are able to come to the base of what's obviously the hilly area that you're supposed to go to. You can see the way the trees line up. You can see the kind of stony outcrop in the distance. You're able to line up and figure out exactly like which way you're supposed to go at this point. So what do you do?
What time of day is it?
At this point, we're looking at like mid-afternoon. You probably got about 4 or 5 hours of daylight left. Maybe 4.
I think we should compare landmarks to my map and see if we really are on track.
Yeah, it's evident that you're in the right spot.
Okay.
And based on the descriptions that Morris gave you, you're in the spot.
All right. If Everett's start looking down to see how much, as we move forward, to see how much of a trail there is, if there's been any other passage, if we're first, if the only other tracks are goats, that kind of thing.
All right, give me a bushcraft roll then.
Got it on the dot.
You got it on the dot. You can tell that there have been several horses that passed through here not so long ago.
Okay, so I will announce that. We're not first. There's been a group of horses up this trail recently, so we should prepare for an ambush or a confrontation.
Or the first party made it past the temple.
Never know. But yeah, there's horses that have been here within the past hour or two.
No, so very recently.
Not the first party.
So, what are you doing?
Well, I think we'll just keep our eyes peeled and continue forward.
Alrighty. I could tell you that after a bit, as you're going up here, you could the road or the land starts to slope upwards. It becomes pretty apparent that you're going to have to start leading your horses. Like it's unsteady footing. They can still make it, but you're not going to be able to ride.
Shit, what are horses even good for then? All right, we'll do it.
That is something we should have asked about.
This is what mules are for.
Right. And it's just like kind of like it's just really wooded, really kind of hilly, little rocky, that kind of stuff. So you're able to lead them. The horses aren't particularly happy about it. Let's see. As you're going on. Everybody, roll me your wisdom. Just roll under it.
Oh, way under it.
Way under. 2 against
10
11.
under it.
13 against 15.
Okay.
10 under.
Everybody-
Fail. Man, Otto doesn't notice shit.
Okay. Otto's happy-go-lucky. Things are good in his world. The rest of you notice that it's really freaking quiet. Like there should be birds chirping, there should be stuff going on, and there's not that's not going on.
How far are we from ground zero, do we think?
You think you probably you might have to track for another hour and a half. It starts to be slow going, and the way it's starting to get kind of a little steepish, but maybe 2 hours.
Any burned branches on the trees?
No, I can tell you that's not the case. However, as you're kind of looking around, you see something odd on the ground. It looks like at first you thought it might be like a dead squirrel or something, but then you see like little glints of white around it that don't look like squirrel bones. Just looks really kind of strange.
A severed limb.
Well, are you taking a look at it?
Might as well.
Certainly, yeah.
All right, it is. Yes.
Let's
ahead.
look at this, but then scout ahead.
It is a human jawbone, like the bottom jawbone, not attached to anything, with the beard still on it, and the teeth. That's what you saw. And as you're taking a look at it, you can see just maybe like 3 feet away from it, looks like an eyeball.
Okay. I propose, since we are losing daylight and this is dangerous, that we find a campsite, backtrack to it, and set up for what could be a very uncomfortable night with a major predator nearby.
I think we need to look for tracks.
I'll look for tracks around the jawbone and the eyeball.
Okay, well, as you're looking around the jawbone and the eyeball, the first thing you can find actually is about half of a hand with a ring, a nice gold ring still on it.
Okay.
We got about this much of the hand. So the other the other specialist finds a nice golden ring.
Yeah,
That is the half of the hand you want to find.
Yeah. That is, and then probably what are guts, like maybe intestines, a little bit further than that. When you look at all of this, it kind of looks like pieces of a body that have been smeared over about like 30 feet in a line.
Okay. So along that line, are there tracks?
Along that line, there are some tracks that you really cannot identify. They look very bizarre, to be quite honest with you. Nothing like, that you can see some claw patterns at some point, but they don't look right. Like some of them are kind of like radial, like how you see like a bear's claws or something like that. You see where the front and the end is, and these kind of look like they're just go all the way around. They're just something's wrong. There's nothing you've ever seen before.
Okay, so.
And those don't last long, and then they just appear.
So there's probably at least two things, or one truly unknown, bizarre thing. And it appears to have taken all of the meat parts of the person and just left whatever it didn't want. So predator, most likely. And yeah, I don't think any of us want to be anywhere near it. I'm trying to see if I have any. I guess we could follow the tracks back to its lair if we're feeling like dying.
Well, I can tell you the tracks seem to end after a bit. Like just kind of.
Oh, just stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're not sure.
Flying creature, maybe. It just flew off.
Possibly.
Or maybe somebody just got hit by a ballista bolt.
A flesh-eating ballista bolt.
There you go. There you go. I like the way you think. Not your first rodeo.
How many limbs did this creature have?
That's tough to tell. I mean, just so bizarre the way these tracks look that doesn't look.
Okay.
3, 6. It's tough.
So here's my thought. We can't do anything for this person. Let's leave before it comes back. Let's just embrace the mystery on this one.
Alrighty. So are you backtracking? Are you pressing on forward? Are you trying to do something else?
Let's press forward. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, let's press forward.
I don't think it's worth solving, is what I'm saying. Like,
do we have a place to camp up in this rocky, very steep area? Is there?
You probably could. I mean, the report from the original messenger was that they had made camp.
Okay. So I guess, yeah, we could press on and make a hasty camp.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Could even find their camp.
Possibly.
Or what's left of it.
Do we see any cover, like caves or anything like that in the side of the hills?
It looks like higher up there probably are something like that. Like not where you are. I mean, like just real minor. Like you could probably get your body in something, but you're like just half your body, But nothing you can really, hide yourself in right now. But it certainly looks like that's the kind of terrain. There should be stuff like that around here.
Okay.
Nothing where you are right now, unless I roll if there is, which oddly enough, seeing as this is a random game, you search around you, and you do notice something that probably most of you could squeeze into. It would not be comfortable. It's a little bit leaky and nasty. But you could probably get all of you. Well, there's 8 of you, including the guys. So you could probably get all of you in there. You're certainly not going to get the horses in there.
Okay.
I don't think I would feel better about all of us being crammed into a hole that would block the entrance of.
Well, I mean, it could probably kill like half of you and not notice that you're in the back, and you'd be all right. But
I don't know. Do we really want to bet our lives that its hideous proboscis is only that long? I mean,
I
Good
think
point.
the horses are now our bait.
That is so mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm generally in favor of camping in an open site.
Yeah, let's press on a little. Let's see if we can find something where we maybe have better sight lines.
Maybe a little draw of something that's defensible with a
Sure.
good lookout.
okie dokie. That.
Map should suggest some sites, but
not on this spot. I mean, you have a general map of the area, but not like real.
okay.
Real deep. All right. So if you're pressing on, you start to smell something that smells like carrion, like something that's been dead for a week.
That's the camp.
Most likely.
Okay. This you see pretty much like a bloody mess of what looks like a human body, face down. I mean, he's been dead, for a couple weeks. Still got some clothes on. Looks deflated, almost.
Deflated.
Like exsanguinated?
No, it just, are you taking a real look at this thing?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
let's find out what's going to happen in the next 24 hours.
All right, give me a save versus poison. Anybody that's really examining this thing, go ahead, give me a poison save.
Oh, that's going to be me. Just because I want to just stay back until this kills Otto. Fingers crossed. Oh, 15. Does that make it for me?
You tell me.
Missed by one.
All right, Pamphylia starts vomiting like crazy because you are on top of just really nasty carrion. The smell overcomes you, and you just lose your lunch. Whatever hardtack you ate is now on the ground.
See, I was ready to die by mushroom spores.
I'll tell you what. Anybody that hasn't made your poison save yet, and make it at -2 after he just barfed.
Okay, if I'm searching the crime scene for evidence, as it were, not necessarily searching the body, but in proximity, am I saving as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
At -2.
Okay, so this will be fun. Ha! Failed so badly.
You start blowing chunks as well. Like once Pamphylia starts throwing up, that's it for Frederick. Frederick, he's just like
I assume you want to roll under saves? Or roll over?
You
want to roll over.
Roll over.
Yeah,
I made it exactly.
Oh God.
Oh, you did. Okay, you throw up in your mouth a little, but you managed to swallow it back.
Gudrun is lost. She's in trouble. Yeah.
Okay. You're blowing chunks. All right.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty.
Projectile at this point. So it's dramatic.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Let's just see what they do. But at this point, they're like at -6. Okay. Actually, Huey and Dewey are doing okay, but Louie is just over a tree. He's just like leaning on a tree.
I'm pretty sure I saw this in Stand By Me. Like I think this exact thing happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Any examination of this body will reveal that it seems to have like all the bones just yanked out of it. Like it's the flesh of a man without bones. And it's not that they just disappeared, but like something yanked them all out of them.
Oh, now we know where that skeleton came from.
A perfectly deboned human being. And they've been dead for a couple of weeks. As examination of here, looking for other tracks or anything like that, nothing.
I don't think we're going to find tracks that are a couple weeks old. If the guy had like a belt pouch or something like that, then we maybe want to see what was in it. But
yeah, it would depend on how dry the
It's
landscape is. It might last. Tracks might last for a while, but this looks magical. So I would not expect there to be evidence of an attack.
Yeah, belt pouch. Belt pouch. So yeah, this guy's got like some coins on him. He's probably got about like 20 copper.
Yeah, that's not interesting. I mean, great. Like Huey, Dewey, and Louie can have it, but
yeah.
No,
Huey and Dewey gladly divvy up 10 of each. Louie is just still barfing. It doesn't have the stomach for money at this point.
I was looking for something more like a clue, but if there are not clues, then let's go follow the trail of bodies.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Hey, Ivan, does his clothes give away like where he might be from? Does he have any particular like tribal clothing on that would say he was from this clan or that?
Yeah, he definitely looks like it's one of your guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt. That's a kind of like the red shirt is a dead giveaway.
Oh.
Apparently he's definitely a Freeman clan member.
Okay. John's gonna be AFK a sec. He's walking the dog.
Right on. Let's see. How long does the dog walk?
Very quick. She's a very prompt little dog.
Okay, well, in that case, I shall do the same thing. So, let's see. If you guys want to discuss anything, go right ahead. I'm afraid to stop the broadcast because I'm not sure if I can restart it correctly. So I'm just going to talk amongst yourselves about what your next plan is. How about that?
Cool. Okay, so here's my hot take. Ravager crashes out of the sky. Antha come out of it, kill everybody that was at the camp. This dude, probably the victim of some weird Antha magic. Like some kind of spell that just makes your bones go do their own thing without the rest of you.
Yeah, like makes your bones decide to go haunt some abandoned town and kill people.
Or just whatever. I mean, that doesn't have to be the same skeleton, but I assume that, like, if the bones aren't here, they went somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that. It cannot be otherwise. But oh
But I'm
man,
definitely going to say the Ravager fell out of the sky, and it's new, and maybe it wasn't empty.
and this would definitely be out of character. But if the footprints on that poor guy who was just completely destroyed have like toes going all the way around evenly, that tells me it's a machine.
Alrighty. So you examine these bodies, all this kind of good junk. Everybody's throwing up. 20 copper.
We're screwed.
At this point, you hear hoofbeats coming at you and whinnying.
Like a lot of hoofbeats, like multiple horses, or like a horse.
Probably multiple.
Well,
They are going incredibly fast. You hear crashing brush. You hear the sounds of horses that are panicked.
Oh, well, let's get under cover. Like, because
Yes.
they're being chased by something.
Could be. They're coming towards us or from behind us.
They're coming towards you. They're kind of coming in the direction that you were coming from.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get a hold of my horse and drag her off the road if I can.
Alrighty.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
So
likewise.
are looking for some cover that we can get behind and watch these people and maybe see what's facing them.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. This is enough area around here that it's pretty easy to hide. You know.
And ready the spear, because this could be interesting.
Because you're good with a spear. Are you going to use the pointy end or just the staff end?
Pointy end for this one.
Okay.
So
At this point, like the horses start coming through and jumping over stuff. One trips. It's kind of like they're fleeing like those little things are fleeing from the Tyrannosaurus in Jurassic Park. These horses are panicked. They have no riders. They have equipment. They have saddles.
Okay.
But no riders, and these horses are absolutely panicked out of their mind. And you see probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 horses go by, even tripping. Getting back up. One's obviously like hurt itself pretty bad tripping, but they are going over some terrain that's really not all that great. And I'll tell you what, everybody roll me a d6 for your horse, and just roll high. Tell me if you rolled less than 4.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, your horse starts to panic and starts to pull on the rope.
Mm.
It sees other horses panicking, and it just knows something's not good.
We want
And-
to roll high?
You want to roll 4 or better.
Okay.
I rolled a
Boris'
6.
Boris's horse also loses its shit.
Okay. Anybody whose lost its crap is running in the direction those horses went from. If you hold onto the rope, you're probably going to go with it, and not nicely.
Oh, okay. I'll give up then. If it's clear I can't hold her in, then I'm going to let her go.
Not without pulling your arm out of its socket.
Oh God.
Yeah, Otto cuts the rope before Boris gets hauled off.
Okay. And Boris is probably too loyal to let go, But yeah, so I mean, and that's it. There's no riders. It's over as soon as it began.
Well, let's. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Otto creep up to the rise or whatever that they came from, and see if I can see where they came from, and maybe spot something.
Who's doing that?
Otto, our rogue with the high.
Oh, okay.
With the high stealth skill.
Okay, I got you. There you go. And you take a look, and you can see as you're peering around, you can see obviously like the broken brush where the horses were just running in panic.
And that is a success, by the way. I successfully.
Okay. Right on. You do not see anything. It looks like they've been running maybe for a while. But as you're doing this, you hear a scream, which is obviously, which sounds human in the distance. It's got to be, you know, maybe a mile or two away. You know, up. It's coming. It's pretty much coming from where you guys were going.
So not the direction the horses just came from.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It's from the direction.
The horses came from where we were going.
Yeah.
I thought the horses came from where we came from.
No, horses came from where you were going.
Okay. Well, I will let you guys know about the screaming that I can hear about a mile ahead.
At this point, everybody starts to be able to hear the screaming. This just sounds like a man in terror or being.
And some of our horses ran away. And we hear a scream way up ahead.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go see what screaming is causing. Maybe if we get there while the guy's still alive, we could ask him a question or two.
All right.
Makes sense.
Gotcha.
We can double up horses. Those of us who, or those people who don't have their horses, we can double up on the ones we have left.
I think we were leading them anyway, though, right? At this point, we were
that's
walking.
true. Yeah, we were.
That's a cargo horse. I mean.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, it's still slow going. It's just the terrain is getting rougher and rougher. It's very easy to follow. The path of these horses without too much trouble. As you're going up, you do notice to the left something like odd, like pinkish and shiny, kind of like pinkish metallic.
Okay.
That is off the newly formed trail that these horses have created. You know, but you see something kind of like, you know, that probably would not have been seen before the horses created this newly formed trail. You might have just walked right past it. But something's a little bit uncovered. But you see this kind of pinkish sort of thing, kind of shining in between the rocks. Looks like almost like pink metal.
Oh God, it's gonna be somebody who's like literally turned inside out or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Go stick that with the blunt end of your spear and see what happens.
Yeah.
Search.
Okay. Well, it's very easy to find this damn thing once you go in there.
Well, yeah. But
as you go in there.
Yeah.
What you end up finding as you kind of creep in there, it's kind of like just stuck a little bit in the rock, almost like it was dropped or something. As you find this thing, it's about 3 feet long. It's about I'd say it's wider than broom handle in width, but not too much wider. It's mostly like a rod. It's got some really kind of weird curves in it as it goes up and down. It's got one area that's kind of like different than everything else, a little bit indented. That's got some strange little projections coming out of it. It's got a little disc in there about the size of a dime. That's kind of a little raised. It's got a little small, like kind of almost like metal, like 1/4 inch long silver projection coming out of this, another one of these little discs, and it's kind of cocked to one side. It's not like just going up straight. It's kind of like a little bit like that. On the end, on one end of this kind of pink. I mean, you've never seen pink metal. You're like, what the hell is this? It just is a crystal, which is sort of purplish. It's cracked. It's got like a very big, obvious crack in this crystal that kind of runs the entire length of this crystal. But
I'm going to pick it up and show it to everyone else and ask if anyone can make heads or tails of it. There looks like there are manipulable parts.
I've got an idea on this.
It looks like a weapon.
Yeah, but here's my suggestion. Let's pack it up and not look at it until we get back to civilization. Maybe we can take it to like a sage. Unless Pamphilus thinks he knows something about it.
Pamphilus thinks he knows something about everything.
I think that little projection is a rocker switch.
That Yeah, I mean, out of character, we clearly have a button and a rocker switch of some kind, but those aren't in Favrett's vocabulary.
Well, I don't know. Like I've got tinkering, so I know what a rocker switch is. Right? Yeah, actually, no. Screw it. Let's take a shot with this thing. This is a one shot. Let me have this thing for a minute.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, let me make sure. As Fabric picks this thing up, because I rolled the correct way, or as he picks this thing up, as it's coming up, he notices that like right next to it, kind of almost like grabbing it, like you can see on the other side, is like a hand, just a hand, and then it's like there's like part of like a sleeve on it, and that's it. And also, you notice as you're picking this thing up, and you can see there's like a rock further down, like almost like downhill, like where you wouldn't have been able to see because you guys are kind of coming up another, another angle of this cliff, for lack of a better word. I don't know if that's about geography. I know I hike in places just like this. And as I drove my daughter to upstate New York yesterday, I saw places exactly like this. I'm like thinking, like, if I could just know the word, if you get a picture of these things. So it's kind of like rocky things with the pine trees all over them, but you can see there's spaces of rock and then spaces of trees. Anyhow,
yeah.
Okay. But see, I'm from Connecticut, so we don't have a hell of a lot. I got a little bit. It's flatland is what they call it. People from Maine call it. Anyhow, as you're picking this thing up, you can see right downhill there's like a rock with a freaking hole in it. Just like a cylindrical hole. It looks about, probably like, I don't want to say like quarter size, but it's like right through the freaking rock.
That's a powerful clue.
But
okay, is the hand wearing a gold ring?
Is the hand wearing a gold ring? No, actually, hand doesn't have a darn thing on it.
Okay.
And it falls right off. I mean, just kind of like a hand.
Okay.
Is the sleeve red?
The sleeve is not red. Is it red? It could be one of your guys. It might not be a red shirt. Might be one of the more important people.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But the hand is relatively new. It hasn't been really decomposed. Maybe a week. If that. But the guy's been dead for a day or two at least. The sleeve is like kind of like burned.
Okay.
It's singed.
Okay.
Is there more of the guy if I dig further down?
You look around. You don't see anything. You find let's see. Do you find anything at all? Yeah, actually, you do. You find a little like piece of tattered cloth that looks probably like part of this dude's clothes or something. Same material as the sleeve. Once again, it's burned all around the edges.
Okay, so my thought is let's take this thing and it's just a last resort. Like if everything else fails, we point the magic wand and we hit the buttons.
And the correct gem sends whatever anywhere.
It's definitely a bad sign.
Is there anything on it that looks like writing?
That's a good question. There are some weird looking symbols. Nothing nothing you've ever seen.
I would need some time to study.
Not you, Pamphilius. You should.
Yes, even I would need time to study.
Okay. So what are we doing at this point?
Oh, there's a scream to investigate.
There is a scream to investigate.
Yeah, let's go investigate the screen. I'm gonna put this on the loot list.
Yeah, that's great. What does it mean? Click here. All right. So you guys keep going. You do pass a dagger and some bloody clothes on the way. Nothing unusual. Shirt appears red.
Okay.
You can certainly stop if you want to, but you continue on here, and let's see if anything. No, nothing seems to happen at this point. So you continue to go up here, and every once in a while you find something that looks like part of a person. Yeah. It's starting to become commonplace for you.
And it's
they seem to be
trail.
Yeah, or off the trail occasionally you can notice like, hey, look, doesn't that look like a top half of a human torso? Yeah, it could be. But you pass a couple more like what would probably look like remains at that point.
Okay.
They fled this way.
Yeah. But you are starting to come across what looks like you can see kind of like a glint in the distance, which looks like it's something metallic. You can just see through the trees just a little bit, like there's something big.
Is it moving?
It is not moving.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. I could tell you at this point, though, you start to hear voices. Not in your head, but like coming from that direction.
Let's be like
Like-
super fucking sneaky then. Like, let's get down off our horses and stay quiet. And does anybody besides me want to scout ahead?
Yeah, Frederick is somewhat sneaky.
Yeah, Goodwin's not very snaky.
All right. Well, let's separate ourselves out, and like Feverick and Otto can come in on like different headings.
Okay.
Okay.
But like whoever's here is like, if they're not responsible for all this death and destruction, they sure as shit know about it. So let's be careful about who we reveal our presence to.
Okay. I gotcha.
It's like the horse just came from this way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And sneaky succeed.
All righty. Anybody else trying to sneak up there?
Yeah, Frederick does badly.
Does badly. Okay. How badly?
I was trying to beat 5 on a D12 and I rolled 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, you succeed pretty badly.
Yeah.
you fail pretty badly. All right. This game really doesn't have a degree of success or failure. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give, because the game doesn't have a degree of success or failure, roll a D6. You want to roll low.
1.
Woo.
Okay, good. And this is the mechanic I actually stole from a game called In Nomine. You roll 3d6 during this. The two of them are like, would you succeed or fail? The third die is called a check die, and it's like, how well do you succeed or fail? It's like one is a really poor success or poor, good, not much of a failure. Okay, so you clearly you're stepping on some sticks or whatnot. You're making a little bit of noise. I imagine that Otto's giving you like the freaking evil eye. Like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you?
Probably.
However, you could as you go up there, you can tell that these people are pretty fervently involved in conversation with one another, and there are about 9 or 10 guys up there. You can tell right off the bat from the clothes they wear, because you're used to this, that these are men from the Blood Moon clan, from the rival clan up back up near where the ones that control the city, and they are kind of arguing amongst themselves or looking around, and they are around what looks like a wrecked campsite, like a large campsite. They're arguing with each one another, and you can hear them talking about, like, what the hell was that thing? What happened to George? It just came out of nowhere. The frickin' horses are gone. How the hell did you let the horses go? You're supposed to be in charge of them. These guys are just arguing back and forth. In the meantime, we got to go look for him. That's crazy, man. Whatever it was, just took him off in 1 second, and he was gone. And they're like, look at the frickin' spray of blood. It's still here. And these guys are just like arguing with each other. So you would have failed normally, but these guys are really involved in conversation at this point. Nobody's happy. You can tell too, just from having been around and having to deal with people, that there's one guy, his name is Seville Vilgard. We'll call him Seville, and he is kind of like a high-ranking dude in the Blood Moon clan, and he's among them, probably the leader in this little expedition. He's somebody you've had to deal with off and on, just more like in a diplomatic kind of way, rather than fighting him. But
Okay.
I don't know.
So who
They're
was
just at this point arguing. I'm sorry?
like who was screaming? Can we figure that out? Is that guy dead, or are there corpses, multiple corpses, or what's going on here?
It seems to be from the arguments these guys are having, that some guy named George was there 1 second, something came out of nowhere, out of the trees or something, grabbed him. There's like a spray of blood, and now he's gone. And they're arguing about whether they should go look for him. And they're also arguing about, like, some other guy named Steve was supposed to be watching the horses, and for some reason the horses bolted. And didn't you have
For some reason.
Oh, but is the Blood Moon clan the clan we're working for, or is the Blood Moon clan the hostile clan?
They're the clan that they're pretty much your major rival. They're the ones that right now are in charge of the city of Mayang.
So is the destroyer here? Is that the big metal thing we saw?
you can see just kind of through the trees a little bit more something that's very large and metal, like just kind of blackish, grayish. You know.
I mean, it's not their RV. Let's assume it's the destroyer.
Yeah, most people don't have RVs. Yeah.
And this, you said this isn't really their camp either. I mean, in the sense that it seems like they found the camp and appropriated it, and then something attacked.
This looks like a rather large campsite. I mean, that's been there for a while. Like this campsite looks like it was torn apart. And so unless these guys somehow managed to set up a huge campsite of more stuff than they could possibly carry, and then tear it apart, based on it probably wasn't their campsite.
Is there a bunch of dead bodies and stuff around? I mean, is this another massacre like the ones we've been seeing so far, or
you don't see anything as you're looking around? You can see let's see anything that's really would pop out at you from this distance. You can see like a really, really large, what used to be a fire pit. Obviously something got burned in there. And looking from this distance, you can see that there might be one or more burnt bodies of something. And you're looking at it, and not human, not a horse. They just look wrong. Like even just from this distance, like too many limbs. Are those bones or like exoskeleton? Like what the hell is that?
Okay. So take away, these dudes are not necessarily the bad guys. We definitely need to get into the camp. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to listen to them for another minute or two, and then I'm going to head back to the rest of the party.
Okay. And let's see, just to see what happens here. You two hear kind of a scream from the direction you just came from.
That would be the PC.
Everybody else. Everybody else hears Louis screaming at the top of his lungs, and you can also see this shape dropping, like it seems like it might have been dropping from the trees or something. With him, all you see is something about the size of a dog, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a wolf. Seems to have some kind of like little like leathery sort of wings or something, and then like a head with no real apparent eyes, but just like all tentacles, and then like a really long sort of like tapering tail. And you're not really sure how this thing really flies, but it's just coming right at him. And you can see there's like little flapping tentacles waving all around his body, and it looks like it's already kind of tried to grab him, but he's just kind of like trying to shoo it off, screaming at the top of his lungs.
Okay.
All right, running back.
Yeah, I'm attacking.
Okay.
As soon as I got an opening, I'm attacking.
All righty. Well, then we're going to call this at this point rolling for initiative, because that was a creature's surprise round.
What kind of range are we at?
You guys are. I mean, unless you stated you're going to be all that far apart, you should be pretty close. You should be able to run up and actually do something to help him out at this point. I could also tell you that as you hear this scream, that the two sneaky fellows, they're like, you can see everybody else's heads pop up. All the people that you're watching, they're starting to look in your direction. I can tell you that they have not seen you, but it's clear they've just heard a man scream.
Right.
Which is probably concerning. So somebody roll me initiative for the party members that are actually there.
Well, I'll do it if 3.
All right, this thing rolled a 4, so it does get to go first. And let's see. Tentacles wrap all around Louis. I'm sorry. Tentacles wrap all around Louis, and just kind of like start to like go like almost into his body, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs. He is not dead, but this thing is starting to flap, and like his body is starting to like raise up. And not only is it flapping these things, but like that tail it had all of a sudden became impossibly long and started wrapping around one of the branches of the trees above you and starting to yank it upward. Go.
I will let people with full PCs there act first, and then I will act with Boris, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. The PC's right there. They should act first.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta be magic missile then.
Okie dokie. Just roll damage. It strikes unerringly, so.
Oh yeah, 11 points.
11 points. Oh wow, right on. So this thing, you just like zap a ton of energy into this creature, and it's you hear some kind of unholy sounding scream coming from it. It is not dead, but it's not happy.
I think it doesn't save as easily because it's busy.
No, there are no saves unless you attack multiple targets. That's the only time anybody saves from magic missiles. If you spread it out amongst multiples, then they all get a save for half. Otherwise, you do full damage.
Ah, okay.
Yep. The only version where there is a save for magic missile of OSRs is Lamentations, and that's because it lets you attack multiple people. All right, so Gudrun, what are you doing? Is there okay? She's rolling it to hit. Let's see what happens. 20. Okay, yeah, you certainly hit. Go ahead and roll some damage. And you got any damage, Lynn? Oh, okay. Yeah, you sink your sword deep into this thing, and the tentacles kind of like wave around. They kind of yank out of Louis. Looks like the tail that was wrapped around this tree kind of lets go and falls, and this whole just disgusting mess kind of falls to the ground and starts to writhe around. Louis just kind of sinks down to his knees, and like these kind of like it looks. He's obviously got like wounds in his chest around him, where this thing had started to look like it was burrowing into his flesh almost, and he just sinks to his knees down there and just like breathing heavy. But it appears to be dead.
Okay.
And you two?
Go ahead.
Let's see. They're all kind of looking our way, which makes this hard. Is there a way I can sneakily extricate myself to a place where they would not see me just run?
I could say, basically, seeing as they're looking your way, you would have to roll pretty good stealth. I would say, maybe subtract, 2d6 pips from your chance. You'd have to roll really, really well.
Okay, well, I only have 5 out of 12 to play with in the first place.
Yeah, you pretty much have to roll a 1 on a d12 to actually be able to sneak out of there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to freeze then.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure that I want to give our. Well, I guess our position is kind of given away, but not the fact that we're spying on them.
And Otto, how about yourself?
Man, Boris is going to take a back seat to this whole fighting thing and let Gudrun and Pamples figure that out. Like if we want to just put more swords in this creature or what. Otto is going to stay under cover, and my theory on that is that if these guys run to investigate where the screaming came from, then Otto has more options than if he just reveals himself to him now.
Gotcha. Okay. As far as what these guys are doing, one of them starts yelling, "Well, that's George, and so finally the guy that you've identified as their leader, whose name I just lost, but I want to say it's Sivo, says, "Okay, well, go ahead. You two go find out." And so two of the guys that seem to be into like finding him in the first place kind of start running this way. They run past you. They don't see you. They're pretty intent on following the sounds of the screaming. So they run past you. Unless you do anything, they will continue on their way right towards the party.
At this point, Pamphilius will turn to Gudrun and make a silent throat-slitting motion. But he will also call out, "Now send the next one against those fools ahead."
Well, keep in mind, you haven't actually seen these people yet.
Your
friend,
right?
You probably heard some arguing. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, he's just trying to total bluff.
Okay. I mean, at this point, from your perspective, you hear people running back your way. You have no idea who it is. So you can say that, but these two guys kind of burst through and are just kind of shocked. What? Who the hell are you?
Amphilius is just going to grin at them and say, "Come closer. We have one for you in this box." There's no box.
Okay, the guys look at you. They do not do particularly well, so they kind of put their hands up and say, and they recognize you for who you are, what clan. So we just thought we heard George. What's going on? And then one of them looks, and they see you, and then they see this creature on the ground. That was it. That's the thing that took George. Jesus, that thing
failed to obey me.
What?
They're looking at you like confused, like what?
I didn't catch that.
It failed to obey me.
Well, that's...
Choose quickly.
Anyway,
Just a total bluff.
is its tail still attached to something?
No, the tail actually let go of the tree.
Yeah, for a second there, I got the impression that maybe it was an extension of some other creature, that like this was just a tentacle. But I guess if the tail isn't attached, that puts the kibosh on that idea.
I mean, it could have been like it's tough to tell. It happened really fast.
I will say that Pamphilius is bluffing with a +3 charisma bonus.
There's no bluff in this game. It's okay. They failed their morale.
Okay.
All right. Well, Boris is going to go and prod this thing with his sword a few times and try to get a better look at it. Make sure it's dead.
Okay. It does look dead. B, it looks like nothing you've ever seen. It just looks like a bizarre creature. It's got a long, impossibly long at this point, tentacle or tail at the end. Kind of almost like a tentacle at this point. It just kind of almost like I want to say starfish-shaped head, but just not starfish, but just kind of radiating out, like just no real eyes. Just a lot of like thick tentacles, thin tentacles, some leathery wings. Just it looks like something out of a nightmare.
Okay. Well, we know it's not very smart because it attacked a group that like sharply outnumbered it. So, like either it was so hungry that it was willing to try and take a bite out of Louis, even when it was probably going to get sorted to death 2 seconds later, or it's not intelligent. So I don't think this is an antha in and of itself, but maybe it came out of the destroyer. Maybe it's like a servitor species or something. What do you guys think?
I think
Doesn't
that's
act like a pilot.
I mean, it has had a fairly high success rate as far as we can tell coming up to this, so it might have gotten cocky with us because it actually has successfully raided large parties of humans at least twice before, and we just happened to have the mojo that put it down really fast. I think what it's trying to do is grab something and get out before there can be a coordinated response. That doesn't mean that I don't think it's some kind of servitor, but it might just be that it wasn't expecting a extremely quick and highly competent response.
Is the Blood Moon party distracted enough that Otto could sneak back to the rest of the PCs at this point, or what?
Yeah, they seem to kind of like be like they're content to send these guys away.
Okay.
So he can start sneaking back, back pretty easily. Both of you could probably sneak back pretty easily.
Okay.
Well, Otto's returned.
They sent these guys away.
And I'll be back.
Yeah. So that's why you've got these other two guys that are just standing there, just and they know they've run the wrong way. They got the wrong people. They're just pretty much at this point more or less surrendered. It looks like you've got a couple flunkies working for the Blood Moon gang, just with you. Pamphilius seems to have kind of like convinced them that they should just like give up and not do anything.
Yeah, well, and also the fact that we were able to take down one of these things was probably not helping their morale.
Yeah, probably not.
So Lynn just asked if Louis is still alive.
Louis is alive. He doesn't look like he's feeling really well. He's got a couple like kind of like almost like marks in his looks like tentacles. We're starting to tunnel into him a little bit.
And audio's out again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do we have any kind of healing ability? I mean, even
you can bandage him.
All right, yeah, let's bandage him up.
So you're able to do that with that incident. He's just like, I don't know what, it felt like it was going to suck the life out of me.
I think we have seen what that looks like.
Well,
I'm glad we were able to stop it.
Yeah, you and me both.
When I get back, I'm gonna report to the others what Otto has seen. Like, yeah, there's a group. They've got about this many. This one dude is leading them.
Yeah.
Everybody who's at this camp is gone, but I don't think they're responsible.
Yeah. You could tell at this point, you had enough time to look. See, there's 7 of them left. It looks like this guy George probably, was taken by this creature or something like it, possibly. And these other 2 guys came to investigate, and and that's it. So you got Frank and Dave.
Well,
somebody knows what that means. Yeah, you got Frank and Dave there with you from the Blood Moon clan, just pretty much like at your mercy. They melt down.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, hi.
This is not exactly a safe place to be.
No, it's not. That's not. We just we're on a. No, we just came here to. And the other guy kind of elbows him, and that's it. He doesn't say anything else.
Is my mic working again?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Hot damn. Okay.
What, you came out here to investigate the big metal thing?
We just came out. We came out here with Sayville. He told us we had to go with him, and so here we are. And then we found all that, and yeah. And I don't know anything else. Well, they both look like they're just not supposed to say anything. Well, they're not sure what to do at this point.
Well, whatever, man. I mean, there's monsters apparently everywhere.
They're having a very bad day. They came up here. They had a hell of a trek. All their horses ran away. One of their pals got eaten or something, and they ran to go investigate. And they pretty much just got captured by the enemy. They're having a bad day.
Oh, are we like just rivals? Or are we actually the enemy?
You guys have had skirmishes. I mean, nobody wants to have all-out war. But I mean, technically, yes, you're the enemy. I mean, it's just like you can talk cordially, you can do the little social dueling and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes right down to it, you guys have very different ideologies. So yeah, you're the enemy. No 2 ways about it.
Listen, guys, there's monsters about every 20 feet out here. Do you really want to fight with us, or are we going to get along for the next 24 hours? I mean, you tell me.
Frank looks at Dave. Dave looks at Frank. Looks at we just want to go home. Like this, look, we were going to be big shots. We were going to control the city, and we're not going to let any of this. We're not going to let you do any of your science, magic mojo. We're going to keep the city nice and calm, and we're going to be back to nature and do the true Odo worship, and not mess around like you Freeman scholar, all the freaking stuff that caused all those problems in the first place. I just want to go home.
Well, your horses went that way.
Yeah,
I'll point back where we've come from. we saw them come by at full speed.
Frank looks at Dave. Dave looks at Frank's like, I'm pretty good at tracking horses. Do you mind if we go find our horses? Look at you, just pleading. Like they'd rather be any place else but where you are right now. Here,
Thelius nods surreptitiously to his party members.
I mean, it's fine with me. Yeah. I definitely think you should you should look for your horses. They've got about half a day on you, so good luck.
Off with you then.
How are these guys armed?
I'm sorry?
How are these guys armed?
The 2 of these guys have daggers.
Oh, great.
That's it?
They have daggers, yeah.
Are they wearing armor?
They're wearing leather.
Oh, fuck
Pretty
these
standard.
guys. These guys
Brought
aren't.
daggers to a laser fight.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys aren't even worth taking captive. Let's just let them go.
I was like,
Yeah.
do we want to trade
never
up
seen-
equipment or what?
You've never seen two men run so fast in your entire life. Like they're practically, pushing each other like out of the way. They've had a bad day, so they're splitting. Without any kind of indication of doing anything else.
They are so stupid running away from the monster.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Let's go
Okay.
talk to this Blood Moon guy. Like, let's just come out and parlay.
Why not? Yeah, I'm for
How
it.
many of them?
There are 7 of them now. There are 8 of you, counting your flunkies.
Pamphilus has a sleep spell, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. The one guy might be high level or something, but I think that we could, if it comes to violence, I think we'll take the better side of it.
I'll try to group the low-level guys.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them we can convince to chase after their horses.
Okay, so how are you going about going there?
Let's,
You've got what? You've got like 5 horses left. I think we lost like 3. Was that it?
Yeah, my thought here is we head in, kind of riding the horses. Those of us who still have them, and like hail them from a ways out. Like, let's not surprise these people.
No.
Let's let them know we're coming and let them know that we know they're already there. Like, that we already know they're there.
Okay, I tell you, you could do that. I mean, there's no way you're riding these horses at this point. That the horses are just not happy about being here at all.
That's fair.
So,
How heavy is Ivan? How heavy is the monster?
the thing that you've actually got, it's probably, if you're trying to pick it up, although it's wolf size, dog size, I think it probably feels almost as heavy as a person.
Okay. Could I chop its head off and stick it on the end of my sword?
That should be relatively easy.
Okay.
Without a problem.
Yeah.
You chop it off. There's not a bone anywhere in this creature.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good use of our
Nice.
time. Do
It is fairly tough. It takes you a little bit, but you can put it on your sword.
Yeah.
It's got this big flopping thing. It's like, I don't want to say like beach ball size, but with like tentacles dripping all off of it. It's pretty horrific, but yeah, you've got
Yeah.
this thing on that.
Cool.
That should get
So-
the message across that we're not to be fucked with, I guess. So sorry,
Yeah.
my voice is going out.
Okay,
Huh.
right on. Okay, so you guys are able to kind of like make a grand and spectacular entrance. So at this point, these guys are all looking around, they're poking around the camp, and one of the guys, one of the flunkies just shouts out, "Hey!" and just kind of points and looks, and then say, "Well, it's like," and they all just sort of stop. People kind of look open mouth and gaping, and then the guy that you recognize as Sable, he doesn't seem to be really freaked out. He looks like a man that's really a really confident man. So. He kind of sees and he says, "Well, you've arrived. You might as well come down."
Yeah, your men took off after their horses.
Are they still alive?
The horses?
Horses, men, whatever. All expendable.
The horses were alive when we saw them, but they were running pretty fast. I could imagine a few of them broke their legs. The men, they were fine when we saw them, but let me tell you, this forest is not safe today. I think we found the guy that took your guy. We found the creature that took your guy, George. Is that what
Then he
the
looked.
was, George?
That was George.
Well, we've met the same thing that George met.
And
His head is over there.
Yeah.
Point at the sword.
Did you get a
he
good
looks
look
over
at it? Was that the same critter?
I'm like,
I didn't get a look at it. Who the hell was it? It was Frank. What the hell is? Oh, Frank's the idiot. Frank's gone. He said he just saw something streak out of the trees and grab George. So I didn't see it, but that looks disgusting. What the hell is that?
That's the head. That was its head.
Are you sure that's the head?
You should see the rest of it.
Heads or tails, man. It's a coin toss.
It could. This looks like the back end. God.
We have been running across pieces of human bodies all day. We found one guy that something had pulled all of his bones out. So, maybe there's more than one of them. Maybe there's different kinds.
We did see one top half of a person.
Yeah.
They went up there.
Mm-hmm. And we saw another person whose remains, bits of whose remains had been strewn over about 50 feet.
That's not good. That's not good.
So,
well, you know what? We all know we were here. Just seems that gotten here first, but not soon enough. So I suppose you were planning to make this thing work, huh? That's the plan, right?
I wouldn't go that far. We had a plan to see what it was. As of right now, I'm reconsidering how bad I want to be out here.
And I'm wondering whether it's worth, I mean, given the night that we have both had, is it worth getting this thing to work? Do we want all of our bones ripped out of all of our bodies?
Are these things coming out of this? Did they like come out of it?
I don't know. We just got here, but I tell you what. He walks you over there, to the actual device itself, the apparatus. At this point, you see it. It is huge. It's got like a top part, for lack of a better word. It literally is like probably 12 feet high, probably 16 by 16. It's made of metal. It's I don't want to say it's oval. It's oval with all kinds of like little rectangular, projections on, not projections, but it's just this odd shape. It definitely has 3 protrusions coming out of it, which have joints, which would be considered legs. And there is definitely like a hatch in the bottom of it. And there's a ladder extending out of it. It's not rope. It looks like it would be rope, but it's some kind of metallic substance. And there's a hatch, and it's got like literally like one of those wheels that open up like submarine hatches.
Sure.
You can see this. You can see this one on either side. Like it's meant to be open from the inside and the outside.
Well, is it currently open?
It's currently open. I was like, well, nobody's actually going up there yet.
Well, I think we got to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Carefully.
And it is getting dark too, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys probably got an hour.
Okay.
To go. At this point. Oh well, that's unfortunate. So you start to hear.
My speakers went out.
You start to hear behind you. Just you hear somebody just going, oh God, and you hear like a couple guys that obviously from the Blood Moon clan start to kind of like not scream, but just give those little shouts of men in alarm.
Yeah. What is it this time?
Well, if you turn around,
Sure.
you see Louis kind of like fall to his knees again.
Yeah.
And his head starts to roll back a little bit, and his arms start to shake, and like you can see, like all of a sudden the front of his shirt becomes really bloody.
Oh, that's a chest burster.
And at that point, all of a sudden, like his clothes rip, his entire chest rips open, and what looks like a kind of like oval mouth is where his chest should be, and you see all these teeth. His head and his arms kind of totally low back. And then all these like red things that look for all the world like gigantic red licorice starts whipping out of him, and he staggers back up to his feet, and all of a sudden out of his shoulders little stalks start growing, and like you see all of a sudden little eyes pop open, and his head just kind of lolling around looking like kind of crazed. And I would roll for initiative at this point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not sure who's going after, but beat a two.
I should not be rolling initiative, guys. I don't know why I'm the guy doing it. One.
Go ahead.
Okay.
One.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
The one roll that doesn't beat a 2.
All right. Well, the good news is he's probably nearer the other guys, so he's probably going to either attack Huey or Dewey, or one of 4 random red shirts on the other side. So he actually just runs at an impossible speed towards one of the other members of the Blood Moon clan, who screams like a little girl.
Oh,
And okay. And oh, okay. Let's see. What happens to this guy is he just gets hit by a bunch of these like whipping around tentacles, and they start to grab him, and he just starts to walk backwards like impossibly fast, dragging this guy with him. The guy is not dead, but he's screaming his head off and just being dragged, like he's down on the ground being dragged, you know, away, like just face down. His feet are behind him, but this thing is starting to book with this guy.
Okay.
Okay,
Your
gotta
turn.
kill him.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's going to be 2 of them tomorrow. I mean,
No, stand back. Don't
Yeah.
get between me and it.
man, don't use all your magic on this bullshit.
I think we have to. We have to stop the contagion.
We've got arrows. You know, we've got all that good stuff. Like,
I
let's
don't.
not.
And it's
Have my
really
spear.
fast.
I'm telling you, man, you might really want a magic missile later. Like you
I
might.
don't
really-
have a magic missile anymore.
Okay.
I got sleep and stinking cloud.
Oh, don't waste those. You might wish you had that stuff. Well, I mean, you play your character, but I think that we should save that because surely this is no more than 2 or 3 hit dice.
This is the thing.
Yeah, well, it
This
probably
is alien.
I'm going to make some ranged attacks. Okay,
All right.
is that? Let's just see how it goes.
Good,
Go ahead.
good.
Okay, Otto and Boris making ranged attacks. Otto misses a lot.
Okay.
Boris, let me find his attack roll. Boris hits an AC 14.
Okay. Absolutely. You hit it. And how badly did Otto miss?
He got like an 8 on a modified.
Okay.
So he didn't roll a 1. I don't know if I kill this guy. If I kill the guy,
Okay. No, he doesn't hit the guy. Doesn't hit the guy. It comes really close to hitting the guy.
well, I mean, if I killed him, I'd be doing him a favor. Like, there's no way we let him live after this.
No,
Right.
you never know. He'd turn
Wait,
into
wait,
something.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll damage. Roll damage for your
1
for your
damage.
successful. One
1
damage. Okay.
From Boris's sling.
Okay. Yeah. You bounce a rock off this thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, Goodwin's hidden heavy crossbow.
All right. Go ahead.
23.
Yeah.
23 hits. 23 hits. Really well.
Damage.
D8.
Yeah, working on it.
Yeah, let's get a good damage roll in here. Not like the bullshit that I'm throwing.
Now she doesn't get a modifier on. She doesn't get a strength modifier on this one, so she
Nope.
just rolled a 2. She just rolled a 2.
Okay. All right. So we've done 3 points of damage to this creature. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
I don't know what I can do with a spear. It's a long weapon. I don't know if I can reach it though.
You could if you want to run in. Go ahead. I mean.
Yeah,
you're
I think
pretty
I will.
close.
I think I will.
Where are you and Dewey at? Do they have bows? Or are they just like chumps?
I don't know. What'd you give him?
I didn't have anything to do with Yui and Dewey.
Okay. No, that's right. I think at this point they're carrying swords. They're carrying short swords. That's about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's 12, and it's a specialized spear, and I don't actually know what the modifiers are for that.
Okay. Now as you don't get any plus to hit. Also I give you a specialized is like an actually you'll critical on a 19 or a 20.
Okay.
That's a house roll. So no, you actually miss it. This thing is impossibly fast. I can tell you that Huey and Dewey are just standing there like they failed a morale roll. So they're just sitting there like, holy crap, what the hell was that? Nobody else from the Blood Moon clan is doing anything. Everybody's pretty much standing their jaws agape. This thing is fast. So roll initiative.
Oh, you're gonna roll it again? Okay.
Every round. That's how this works.
No, I was
All right.
I was talking to James who
I-
last round, said he needed to.
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
if somebody else wants to, be my
John,
guest.
John
These-
Lynn, what do you guys take over our initiative rolling duties, baby?
Beat a 3. Beat a 3. Somebody beat a 3.
All right.
Here we go.
I got a 3.
You got a 3. Okay. It's simultaneously. What this creature is doing while you're doing whatever is booking. With it, dragging the man behind it, screaming.
Fuck this. It's going to sleep. Or at least one of them might.
Okay. You're casting sleep?
Yeah, and I think I've got a very good chance to be subtle about it too. I think everyone's looking at the screaming dude.
Yeah, I'll give you literally if you roll a 6, then people notice. Other than that, you're good.
Yeah. I'll roll a 2. That's
okay,
cool.
yeah. Which is a house rule, letting him roll without, I think we get 50-50 chance of being able to roll undetected because people don't like magic. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so do I have to roll some hit dice?
No, you do not. You cast sleep. It
Yeah.
saves or does not. That's pretty much all that happens. Well,
It can affect. It says I can affect one creature if it has 4+1 or more hit dice.
yeah, I think 4+1 is the maximum. So I can tell you what happens at this point is Louis is screaming and then he stops.
Yeah, damn it.
And the creature just keeps moving. Anybody else doing anything?
At least he won't suffer.
I'm gonna. Well, yeah, he won't. I'm gonna.
Wait a minute. And let's just say, oh, okay, never mind. It came really close to dropping a couple other people, but no, everybody else is out of range.
Okay. I'm gonna take some shots at it, and also Otto is kind of yelling at the Blood Moon clan leader, like, "Hey, maybe shoot your guy with a bow so he doesn't die quite so horribly."
Okay. Yeah,
I've got a couple. I think I've got a couple hits here.
Okay. What do you got? I can tell you it's armor class 14.
Yeah, those both hit.
Okay. Go ahead, roll damage.
What is the damage on a short bow? Short bow is
both the same. I think it's D6 either way. I can tell you that that the Blood Moon clan leader Sable just buries an arrow right in this guy's head.
Good job.
The sleeping guy. He hits pretty well.
Yeah.
So the guy's asleep and dead now.
Okay, Otto and Boris hit and deal a total of 5 damage.
Okay, excellent. All right, right on. Anybody else doing anything?
Can I keep chase and attack the spear again, or is it just too fast?
Did you attack already this round?
He attacked last round.
Yeah,
Last round.
Oh no, you can give it another try as it's going by.
Right.
You guys won initiative, so that's kind of how that works.
I'm gonna rules lawyer and say that if this thing tries to run out of memory, we should be getting an attack due to its withdrawal.
And is it backing away or is it turning tail?
It is going backwards. It's like literally running backwards.
Okay, it probably has a lot of eyes in places we ain't even got places.
Yeah, never mind.
Eyes on stalks.
Okay. I can tell you at this point, it is booking. This thing is a lot faster than the person. Like this person, I can tell you, like in game terms, this thing has a move of 18, so it moves twice as fast as a person in chainmail. So it is picking up speed. At this point, something else like whips out of the back of it. You can't tell where it came from, but it's almost like tentacles grab the top of like some trees, and literally this whole entire thing hoists off the ground, dragging the guy with it. And then you can hear like the trees rustling as this thing is like moving away. What are you doing?
Well, I don't know. I don't think we can chase it. Like, does anybody feel up to chasing this thing through the trees? Because I don't.
I could be convinced to set a forest fire. I mean,
Man, I feel like we should go ahead and investigate this device. Like this big machine, I think we need to see what's in there.
Might as well. If nothing else, I doubt that thing can get into it. If we seal it, then maybe we'll be able to keep it out. Because I mean, we can barely fight this thing during the day. I don't think we can fight it at night. No. And certainly not when it has trees around.
Gotcha.
Very roughly, what are its dimensions, the box?
The box dimensions are probably 12 by 16 by 16, 12 feet high.
So it's not really big, actually. Like, it's not like going to be a dungeon in there. It's going to be like a broom or something.
I mean, you know, as you go, like, who's actually going up? Who's actually going up?
Otto's going up.
Okay, anybody else?
Going up.
Otto sneaks up there. He's
Okay.
sneaky.
Pretty easy to get up in there. Once you go inside, it is really bizarre. You've never seen anything like it. The inside is entirely metallic. There are some very small windows in it. You can look at what's not only might be the front. You can look out. You know, they appear like they were very dirty, and somebody kind of like wiped a lot of the stuff off the outside. The inside looks actually pretty good. There's some kind of goop in a couple spots. You're not sure if that's blood or something. Some kind of nasty, almost like whitish mucus, something. And just like, not everywhere, just in a couple of spots. Other than that, there are bizarre lights, there are bizarre levers, there are buttons, you know. There are some things that look like they might be chairs, but they have dimensions that no person should fit. And there's also a leather-bound book in here.
Oh, well, Frederick will have a look at that.
I shout down once I can confirm the area is clear. Like, once I can say, okay, there's not a monster, like right inside the door, I'll tell everybody it's clear.
Yeah, and Frederick wouldn't even have waited for that because this is his bag.
Cool.
Okie dokie.
Goodwin was going to try to get the Half Moon guy to get a really huge fire built.
Okay, that sounds good. He says, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. And so, like, he gets his guys, and they're looking around for like where to build a fire, and they finally decide, well, we might as well build it where these other things got burned. So they're putting up, grabbing sticks and stuff like that. You can see like some of the tents are still relatively intact. There's one like really big major tent. It also looks like, as you're looking around, they're grabbing a lot of wood from what looks like a cave entrance. And it almost looks like, based on the stuff that's piled around, there's some crates. There's a lot of like tree trunks. Looks like trees that fell down quite some time ago. Rocks. It almost looks like some people tried to make like a last stand in there.
Right.
But it was clearly not effective. Like, a couple of guys grabbing these things said there's a couple bodies in there. Like, just looks like they're ripped apart. And you know, so these guys actually start to get a fire built. It is starting to get dark. As you go, and one thing before I get back to you guys are actually in the machine, is as they're going into the large tent, because Cedric says, oh God, I keep on forgetting my freaking NPC's name. Sable, rather. Sable, it says, hey, look, there's some other stuff in here. It looks like this might have been where their head honcho was. And he said he's also found a book and some like other, like, you know, like looks like tools and what have you. But he's not really looking in the book. We said, I don't know, I don't understand what you people do and all that magic crap. But that's, he's kind of pointing out to Goodwin, and that's what he's finding there. But that looks like the best place to kind of like hang, is in that bigger tent.
Yeah.
But anyhow, back to you guys in the machine. You're looking in the book.
Yeah, Frederick will look at the book.
Can we actually see out of the windows?
Yeah, you can. You can. And also, just based on the one thing I should have mentioned is just like Morris said, there's a lot of trees, like woody plants all around this thing that look like they were burned at some point.
Okay.
But it's very hard to tell, like, was this thing like there, you know, in them, or was it, or did it land there? You know, if you want to really metagame, and did it crash there? It's like 50-50, and there's all parts of the rock face around it where it looks like the rock's been broken off, but you're not sure, you know, if that was from lightning or whether that was from a crash, or, you know, God knows what else.
Does this thing look busted? Like, is the hull cracked, or is it basically look kind of intact?
Looks relatively intact. It looks like it's leaning over a little bit, but that's about it. I can tell you that if you're looking in that book, you're going to see a lot of writings by a man named Peabody, and he's in the actual text. It looks like he's trying to discern how this machine works. His superior, not superior, but like colleague Quentin, he keeps on writing around what a quack this guy is, and it seems very much they've been having an argument back and forth And Quentin is pretty sure that this machine and all the Antha stuff runs by magic. And he fancies himself to be somebody that's learned in the arcane arts. While on the other hand, Peabody is like, no, I believe these are laws of nature, and this is some kind of mechanical device that Antha or somebody else made. There's a way to explain this. So there's details he detailed like experiments, like how he's manipulated various things in this to try to make things work. And he's had some success. He actually was able to turn some things on for a second, and a couple times really pissed the men off when he actually, you could say he was able to, he didn't see it himself because he was inside the machine, but it was able to extend some kind of snake-like projection out of the machine that started whipping around like with a claw on the end of it, and the men started screaming, so he undid whatever he did and it retracted, but they told him never to do that again or they were all going to book right now. So
at the end of the book, is there something like, what does this button do?
Well, I'll tell you, why don't you roll under your intelligence?
Okay. Success. I rolled a 4. I needed 12 or less.
Right. Okay. What it comes down to tell you is he thinks he's cracked the code, and so there's about 6 or 7 different operations he believes actually do things, and he believes he can actually get this thing to walk. He believes it might have some kind of weaponry involved in it, but he's pretty sure he knows how to operate it. And this is something where he and Quentin were involved in this argument, and then all of a sudden the book just stops. I'm gonna
interrupt a little actually, because I assume that it's taking him a while to read all this stuff in the book. Otto is gonna send Boris to go and tap Gudrun and Pamphilus on the shoulder and tell them, hey, here in 5 minutes or so, come meet us in the machine, and bring that other book that these people found. Because
is Pamphilus down on the ground, or where is he? I think he was in the machine as well.
Oh, if he's in there, that's fine.
I think he was too interested not to go there, but he was at least third.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
right.
I'm going to send Boris to go tap Gudrun on the shoulder and be like, hey, bring this other book in 5 minutes, meet us in the machine. And he's going to get the grab up some of the water and rations and get in this thing. And my reason for that is that I think we should get the PCs in this thing and seal the door before shit goes south, because I think it's going to get real bad out there after dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't want to be the guinea pig for that. I'm going to let these other guys be the guinea pig for that.
Are you telling Huey and Dewey to come in here and make it obvious that the entire clan of the Freeman is?
I don't know. It's kind of cramped.
Anybody else?
I mean, we can make it obvious, and what are they going to do about it?
Okay.
No, I mean,
getting dark.
We don't have to slam the hatch shut immediately. I'm just saying, I want to have that that be an option.
All right. Let me roll for just this guy to see if he becomes suspicious. But let's okay, he doesn't. You kind of you won at this point. So far the leader of the clan doesn't quite. He's so concerned about this. He's obviously good. He's setting watches. He's got people to watch the perimeter. They're having arguments about that. They're building the fire. So if you bring this journal up or this other book up. Are you going to go through this book or no?
I don't think we have anything better to do.
Why not?
Okay, so who is actually going to go through the book?
Well, I have Feverick has his own reading, so it should be somebody else.
Goodwin can do it. I don't mind.
Or we can say. I mean, I think John would probably agree that his character would want to read it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Pamphilus, this is really his bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and clean up some of the goop. I'm going to find a rag or a saddle blanket or something that we don't care about.
There's a bunch of red shirts. There's tattered pieces of red shirts everywhere. It should be easy.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're going to get the goop out of here. We're going to throw that out.
Okay. All right. And so is Pamphilus there? Is he with us? Is he walking the dog? What's he doing?
He's bio break.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So
we're gonna wait.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. So you've been well, you tell him. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lead the witness any more than I have.
I've been listening wireless headset.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd love to get my hands on this book.
Okay. Right on. So here's it's a very nice leather-bound book, and it's got a few brown spots on it, which might be blood. Not sure. But as you start to read it, and this is clearly the journal of the scholar and expedition leader Quentin Marlane. And you know who Quentin is. I mean, you haven't really talked to him very much, but he's just like one of those really well regarded scholars.
So he's our clan, and this is the party that was here before us.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I mean as you read this, you'll recognize the name of Peabody as well. Peabody is a really skeptical kind of guy, but obviously the other guy they sent with him, that's not something that I don't believe that Feverick would have known right off the bat. But seeing as you're snooty and got your nose in there, you would kind of know who these guys are. You might not have associated with them. But the journal details learning of the event, and I got to take my glasses off because I need progressives. But the event, and it has brief notes about the trek, about the conditions in the lands, about passing this kind of ruined city or ruined town, and realizing like we don't have time for this, press on, even though some of the men wanted to investigate that. And you get the impression that he's a snob as he's writing about the squalid living conditions and the rustic people in the lands they go through there. But it details the excitement the moment that this Ravager is found. He's like, this is an Anther Ravager. This is amazing. I've only heard stories about these. It was actually seen them. And the moment that they found it, he sent a messenger back to Abram.
What is he calling the Ravager? Is he calling this machine the Ravager?
Yeah, he's calling it the Ravager.
Okay.
So the moment they saw it, before they made camp, anything like that, he sent that messenger back. Go tell them that we found this and come right back. But the narrative jumps back and forth in this book between the description of the discoveries to detailing arguments between him and J.R. Peabody. So it's kind of back and forth. What I found and the arguments we had, and J.R. believes that this device is mechanical and not magical, and so Quentin seems to be smart enough or astute enough to detail the reasoning of his colleague and the ideas of both their assistants, but then saying, no, but they're completely full of crap because, I'm right, and this is magic. Likewise, this journal reveals the removal of about 6 dead occupants and a description of them being non-human in form, not all the same, some of them having exoskeletons, and the fact that all the bodies in there appear to have been wounded. And it's hard to say how many bodies there were because some of them seemed to be dismembered or not quite. They weren't sure how to put them back together. And it also goes on and details how bizarre it was when they opened the hatch to this thing, because it made some kind of sound from the inside. Several lights flashed. The men, people were panicked, and this blast of incredibly frigid air rushed out of the machine, just impossibly frigid. And for a while, nobody could go inside because it was just so cold. And it took about a day for it to really warm up to, air temperature, fall temperature, where it was okay. But he's like, this device is surely possessed of wonderful magic. He writes that right there. It's amazing. And of course, Peabody is disagreeing with him. He offered some kind of rational explanation of the application of natural laws, but he could not offer any detailed proof. So it continues to go on they disagree on how long this thing has been on the hillside. And Quentin was sure that it arrived during this thunderstorm by thaumaturgic teleportation. Absolutely. And had crashed into the existing vegetation, settling in a blaze, becoming entangled it. And Peabody has insisted, no, this apparatus has been here for some time, and the vegetation has grown around it. It's clear you look at these tree rings. This tree is 100 years old. Peabody even said it might have been partially within the rock face, because he said, you see how these surfaces here, they're different than the others. They haven't been weathered as much. And he said that lightning could have caused a landslide. So Quentin is really careful to detail Peabody's polemics, but also calls him a crotchety old windbag. Yeah, go on a little bit more, not too much left, but it goes on to discuss their attempts to unlock the secrets of this apparatus, detailing their careful experiments. And Quentin goes on to explain by how use of rituals and invocations, he believes he was able to make some of the insides light up and make a sound. But Peabody insisted it was through actual manipulation of the many strange buttons, knobs, and levers in the place. And here's where it gets really interesting to you. Throughout the text, Quentin writes a lot of formulas and mystical-sounding explanations and pontification. And you recognize this right off the bat as somebody who might be on the way to discovering the mysteries of the dark arts one day, but who's going on a lot of dead ends. and is down those dead ends right now and has no real grasp of magic. Some of the things he believes and says are like really common mistakes of somebody who's self-taught, on their way to discovering the truth or what could be known. But most of them are just pure gibberish. So the idea is, you get the idea this guy is smart. He's smarter than the average bear, but he's deluded, and he's merely been able to kind of jumble together some mystical sounding words and ideas, but he's got no grasp of the subject. Goes on a little bit about the dissection of these weird bodies, how the horses just could not abide them whatsoever. And the horses didn't want them anywhere near them.
And the bodies were cold.
Yeah, they were cold.
Yep.
And then the text goes on. It's probably like a couple days worth of actual notes, and then without event. And then he starts to make mention of disappearance of some of the bodies, like the bodies of the occupants. Then also expedition members disappearing that night. And then the entries become really aggravated and erratic. He's complaining about the expedition members who couldn't see that the work was more important than some deserters or some men taken by wolves. He talks about some heightened tensions, men like starting to turn on each other and accuse each other of doing something. All of a sudden, the discovery like some murdered and mutilated bodies, and then like absolutely panic, total panic. The last entry in the book is like completely just mad and he talks about having opened the gates of hell and letting loose the dark energies to consume us all. And he writes finally, like, Odo, save us, Kol, take us, Anara, avenge us. Who can run from the horror that comes from within and without? And that's it. Book ends. And that's what that book says.
Amphibious finds this quite obvious. The alien bodies did not all look alike. This is a crew that has encountered yet another species. They were either taking it home to a zoo, or it got loose and started attacking them. Perhaps the only defense mechanism they had was to put themselves into a suspended animation.
Yeah, I think that makes
a cold
sense.
Sleep. The machine may have crashed here a long time ago, and lightning blasted it open. The first investigators on the scene found it cold, and found all the bodies cold. And only after they had had time to warm up did the mayhem start.
By this time, according to the dice, you hear a shout.
Yeah.
Everything all right up there? And you see, coming up the ladder, you see the guy whose name I cannot remember. Samuel is coming up the ladder along with a guy in tow, saying, "It's getting dark out there. You guys all right?"
Yeah.
And it's probably the safest place to sleep tonight.
We're investigating. Well, I mean, there's not even room to stretch out in here. But
yeah.
Did you say there's internal lights in this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of what do you call in the book by Peabody. There's all kinds of little notations about what he thinks might do what.
And by the way, if these guys have not seen the book, Pamphilius would like to put it out of sight.
Well, he told they don't know there's a book inside the machine. They knew there was one out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frederick will put his out of sight because
Good.
But yeah, so what did you find out in that other book? You make heads or tails of it? I haven't even looked at it. Do you mind?
It's a lot of crazed gibberish. I can't make heads or tails of it.
A scholar too cunning to be understood.
Do you mind if I take a look at it? I mean, we are in a bit of a stalemate. If we were to come into fisticuffs, it's 50-50 who wins here.
Who's the guy who wants to
actually, I think we're like 7-7, aren't we?
Who's the guy who wants to see it?
I'd say the leader of the Blood Moon party.
Did he come up into the ship with us?
He just started coming up now.
Yep.
He started to get wondering, like, what are you guys still doing up there and it's dark?
Waiting to murder you?
Yeah. In metagame terms, the first time he wasn't that he
changed
wasn't
the
that
odds.
suspicious. Now he's starting to like wonder what's going on. So he came up. You guys did not close the hatch, as far as I remember.
Nope, we're not closing. I'm just going to tell the guy, I don't think we're authorized to share it with you, and I don't know if it would even help you. But here's what I can tell you, and I hope you think very hard about what I'm saying here. That you saw got a chunk bitten out of him by this thing, and not an hour later he turned into a thing, right?
That appears to be the case.
And he took your guy with him. So what I think is now there might be two. And there was also everybody else that was here, and they were dead when you showed up, right?
They were.
But we don't know how
bodies,
many. But we don't know how many of them there were. We've seen parts of bodies, but we don't know if we have a number of bodies equal to the number of guys who came out here, right?
Well, you would know better than I would. I have no idea how big your expedition was.
Well, I haven't seen that many bodies. But here's what I'm kind of thinking about is they said that there were only like 6 critters in here, and that they were all tore up and dead. And yet, bodies everywhere, bodies missing, people transformed. I think that if we view this as monsters that showed up, we are taking the wrong view. We need to shift paradigms. We do not have a monster or 2 monsters or 3 monsters. What we have is a plague.
And we're at ground 0.
It's a disease. It's not a monster. It's a disease, and it's contagious. And we have had infected people already running away.
Oh. He starts to look. This is exactly why I'm a member of the Blood Moon Clan. The true worship of Odoita. You and your technology, you're wanting to get the city back. You're wanting to start getting involved in dark arts and magic. This is what brought the Anthem on us in the first place. And now we're in the middle of this monstrosity, which should be destroyed. And now some God knows what is turning men into. I don't know what the hell that thing on the end of your sword was, but it didn't look good. It looked like something's ass. And he's pissed off. I mean, he's just like, this is your doing.
And this is the only place where it isn't. It's outside now hunting you and your men.
Right here, and this is the dice. The dice told me otherwise. This is a great time. Here, thunk, and you see just a little bit. You hear something thunk on the side. Anybody that turns towards one of the windows sees like somebody's face, like right up against it, and then it kind of smears like, ah! And you start to hear like guys screaming on the outside, and then all of a sudden you hear like another scream, and it just sounds like some kind of mayhem is going on the outside.
What do you think? Do you want to go out there and fight him?
Let's see. Sable is just like wondering. He's just like looking out the window at his men, and he's just wondering what the hell's going on. I can't really see very much out there because it's dark.
Push him out. Push him out.
No, he's looking out the window at this point. In the meantime, the man that came up with Sable, like when you said you want to go out there and fight him, he's like, And you all of a sudden you hear now like people screams and somebody's climbing up the ladder.
Who's climbing up the ladder?
Oh, it's Huey.
Does he look hurt?
He doesn't look hurt. He just looks like freaked the hell out. And you see Dewey underneath him going, hurry up, hurry up. They're out here. And at that point, you hear like another scream. And just like you can kind of see, if you're looking down the hatch, you see like some gigantic thing like squirming around and like see another guy just being dragged along screaming.
Like a gigantic thing, like bigger than the other things we've seen?
Bigger than man size. You know, it's hard to tell. It's just really fast, just like all kind of squirming tentacles.
Yeah.
And the guy in the middle of it screaming.
All right, let's get Huey and Dewey up and then close the hatch.
Let's hit the button that makes the tentacle go out and flail around.
All right, well, I'll do that if you want to close the hatch.
All right, well, I'm gonna close the hatch. You hit the button.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to hit the things flailing around button.
All right.
All right.
So are we waiting for Huey and Dewey to get up there, or what?
Sure.
So before we close the hatch, or we pretty much closing it and say they're done for?
We should also eject the other dudes.
Oh, I like our odds. If there are only 2 of them, what are they going to do?
Yep, push them out.
Okay.
So you're trying to push these guys out of the 2
Okay.
Blood Moon
Well, I
guys
guess
out.
Sorry.
the
what?
one who isn't the boss,
Yeah.
the low level one.
Yeah.
If I go to push him out, can I get like the backstab bonus
Yeah.
to push him out?
Yeah. And what you're gonna do here, because there's not really a rule for this, is you're gonna make an opposed roll with this guy.
Okay.
So you can add your so what you can do is you can add your attack bonus, like your melee attack bonus plus your +4 backstab, and whatever strength bonus and the dexterity bonuses, and he's gonna make a d20 roll. You want to beat a 15. He just rolled a 15, but you got a lot of modifiers to add.
Nope, that is not going to happen.
Okay, so he is trying, even with your +4, you can tell you're trying to push him out, and he started to scream, "What the hell's going on?" And in the meantime,
Get out there
and
fight that monster.
Help him.
Come on, tough
You're gonna help
guy.
him? You're gonna help him?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, John?
Help push him out. Help push him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, make a roll. Make a roll.
Yep. Just an attack roll, right?
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
2 + 1 doesn't do a damn thing.
Okay.
Jesus, we suck.
So Sable's like, what? Sable's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Sable's not fooled. He's been around. In the meantime, at this point, let's see. Fabric, you're pushing a button.
I'm pushing the button as directed.
You're doing like the operations. You've read the operations in this, but roll a d6.
Are you saying that something could go wrong?
No, I'm just saying they make cool sounds.
We just need him to be in the doorway when the hatch closes.
A 4, a deafening sound, which out of game we identify as an alarm, starts ringing inside. It sounds like it's like inside and outside the machine. Like kind of like when Chewbacca was in that little room with the incredibly loud noise. Yeah, it's like that, but louder.
Okay. Is there any evidence that the giant mechanical arm is doing its thing? That we have the Cuisinart activated?
No, not really. Not really.
I did something wrong then.
Okay, well I'll tell you what. Roll for whoever's trying to push these guys out. Roll for initiative, because at this point, we're in the middle of a combat, so to speak.
3.
Okay, these guys roll 2. In the meantime, now Huey. Let's say Huey's gotten in. Dewey's still on the ladder, so he's wondering. Huey's like freaking out because you're trying to push somebody out. He's trying to get up in. There's no way they're both going at the same time. So all right, well these guys go first. So this one guy is fighting for his life, and so he rolls a 16. So we make an opposed roll with this guy.
I thought we rolled higher. I thought they rolled a 2 and we rolled a 3.
Oh, you did roll. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're first. What are you doing? You're exactly right.
Still pushing.
Still pushing? Okay. Yeah. You both are pushing? Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure that Otto has the higher strength.
Maybe I'm
helping.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to have Boris do it. I'm going to Boris throw this dude out.
All right.
Boris is our
You have Boris help?
I rolled
Right, sure.
14.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Already just with that roll, you actually managed to push this guy out. So he falls out. He hits Dewey, knocks Dewey off the ladder.
Oh,
Dewey is screaming his head off. And is anybody doing anything with Sable before he gets really mad?
No, he's alone. I think he's fine for now. Let's help everybody's up.
He starts to draw his sword and then just kind of starts to think better of it.
Yep.
He's like, "You bastard." Now, what are you doing at this point? And the alarm. You were able to get the alarm off. You figured out that you could, if you just hit this one lever back, the last part of the operation.
I'm going to tell this Selden guy that he can either leave and go fight monsters, or he can hand over his sword, because we're running this ship now.
He sighs and he takes his sword out. And you know, like he gives it to you. He takes it out and he drops it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he sits down. He sits down in one of the seats, and as soon as he sits down, even though the seat looked like it was designed to hit something that wasn't human, it molds itself right to him, becomes like a perfect representation of a chair for a human.
That's
Okay.
That's not good.
And the console in front of him lights up.
Oh, that's the trick. Okay. So Feverick is going to sit down in front of the relevant console he was playing with on the alien-looking chair and see if that disables the alarm.
No.
I mean, you were able to, like, actually the last level you realize if I just kind of hit this one thing, I mean, your panic.
But when I initiate the sequence, that the sequence actually happens instead of the alarm going off.
I'm gonna shut the hatch and get it closed.
Okay. And you just hear as you're doing that, Dewey screaming, "You son of a bitch!" And every once in a while you hear something thunk on the side of this thing. You can still kind of hear like muffled. This thing must have a microphone on the outside because you can hear like
I yell at him to take the horses and go.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Okay. What are you doing now? You've got pretty much this guy sitting there. He's just shaking his head like, "You bastards."
Well, I'm still trying to get that sequence initiated.
Okay, so roll me another d6. See what happens.
4.
Okay, you know that's not the right sequence, so roll it again. You realize that was the wrong one. What do you got? You turn your thing
a
up.
1.
You got a 1. All of a sudden, the entire thing lurches.
Oh, great.
And it not only lurches, like this, the room was kind of like sideways, or like lurch, and it kind of like comes completely upright, kind of rocks a little bit back and forth, and then it gets higher. And all of a sudden, you start to feel like moving, and you kind of hear like thumps. And if anybody, actually, I'll tell you what, like several just kind of like gets up, the chair like unmolds itself from a human shape, and he looks out one of the windows and he's like, "Good God, we're moving."
Yeah, it walks around
like
like a giant bug.
It's a tripod.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I meant, but okay. I'm going to try to make the Cuisinart thing happen again.
Does this thing have external lights? Does this thing have external lights? Does it have like outside lights?
You can start pushing buttons.
I'm trying to remember the sequence from the book. I mean, wasn't there or did he?
There was a book. He wasn't quite there yet, which is why you're rolling dice.
Okay,
I'm willing to push some buttons. I'm willing to push some dice. Yeah.
2.
Okay, you roll a 2. This is awesome. Nathan, go ahead. Do whatever you were going to do too. I tell you so. Just roll a d6 for me.
I've got tinkering though. Can I use tinkering?
Absolutely. Use your tinkering roll. Go ahead.
Ooh, I have tinkering.
It's mechanically the same actually because I have a 4 out of 12, which is the same as 1 or 2 on a d6. But I feel like
absolutely. Go ahead.
I roll a 3 on d12. I make my tinkering roll.
That's amazing because somehow, by the power of the gods, the outside is illuminated. This happens almost simultaneously as you kind of hear the inside of the ship kind of like this. And you notice outside it got a much, much brighter all of a sudden, brighter than those lights did. And you see trees, men, things, whatever the hell they are, just like thrown about like they're rag dolls. As like bright red arcs of lightning just starts flying out of this machine for a second. So James, that was not the right sequence.
No.
But you found the destroy everything button, right?
You did. Pretty much what you know how to do right now is to make it walk, make it go in the direction you want it to, not so much, and blow shit up.
Okay.
You know how to turn the alarm on.
Okay, well, I have a 4 out of 12 or 5 out of 12 in tinkering. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to reassert control of this thing. Turn off I'll wait for the things to die, and then I'll turn off the destroy everything.
Honestly, like it looked like you just like hit it once, like out of game terms, you hit the fire button. It fired
Okay.
once. It just fired once and blew the hell out of everything
Okay.
Well,
in front of it.
So I'm going to try to figure out how to control the walking then.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me a d6.
And I did make a tinkering roll on this.
Okay.
So
What were you were successful? Okay, good.
yeah,
No.
5.
Okay, 5. You're hitting every single number. You can see from the outside. You hear like inside. You hear some kind of like just release of like air, and outside, even though you have the lights on, the outside becomes dark. You see this thick billowing fog kind of going out of the ship. You can see that the men that were still alive just fall to the ground instantly. You also like see birds, bats. I suppose with bats. It's nighttime. Bats falling out of the sky everywhere.
It's poison gas.
Yep.
But
Powerful.
in the meantime, all right. So you're walking, but you're gonna try to check floor control of this thing walking. So you did a successful tinkering roll. So you're pretty sure you know how to make it go left, right, and forward.
Great. So all we have to do is burn down the forest to get anything infected that got away from us.
Okay.
All right.
Right?
So yeah, I think if I know how to move it and I know how to start the kill everything with fire button, then that is enough. So
Yeah.
move around the forest, kill everything with fire, done.
Yeah. Like we've got water skins and food. I think we'd spend like the next day doing that.
Okay.
Just sterilizing.
All right. You're just sterilizing. You're sterilizing at this point. I tell you. Oh God, who's the guy? I can't. Sayville has just his head buried in his hands.
Let's try to pick up Gudrun at some point.
At this point, he's just rocking.
I thought
No, I'm in the box. I'm
Yeah.
in the box.
You got in?
She's in.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Otto planned this. This was Otto's plan.
Yeah.
We all
He's
get
in-
in the box and we shut the doors and then we figure out the buttons.
How about we walk back to headquarters and turn over this
No,
semi-liter?
No, we don't want the entire town to know that we have this thing.
no, we need to sterilize everything, and then once we do that, why are we turning this over to anybody?
You, sir, have 500 extra experience points.
Yep.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yep. What clan do we want to call ourselves now? Clan Clanker?
Oh.
So this point, the time has passed, and you've spent the next day walking around, learning to blow shit up. You finally made this claw go out. You've actually figured out how to like pick things up with it, shake around, and there's two of them. You can tear stuff apart. You figure out how to release nasty clouds of poison gas. You know how to turn the alarm on. You don't want to do that. You can turn the lights on and off.
Okay.
You figured out a couple other things about just through tinkering. You notice the thing will even actually make food for you. You're not sure what the hell this food is, but it makes these little cubes.
Hey, if you can eat them.
Mm. You still happen to last people though.
Yeah, I'm not 100% comfortable with the food cubes yet.
Yeah. Your food was.
So-
Let's see. Was your food on your horses? Let's see. Somebody roll.
No. Remember,
No, she had it in her backpack.
Bring the food.
Okay, you got it back.
I told you I was doing that. But I was gonna have Boris bring the food and the water skins.
Right, I got you. What are you doing with the invalid Sayville? Because at this point he's just rocking back and forth, and everyone sort of looks up, you bastards. You goddamn
We're
bastards.
gonna drop him off somewhere. We're gonna find a nice place by a town and just let him down. Just let him down.
What about the town we visited on the way there?
Oh, the ghost town?
The
Yeah.
ghost town? No, that's not nice. Didn't we?
Yeah,
didn't
by
we
this
run into
time
some
he's
people-
also very familiar with all the capabilities of this machine, and maybe that's intel that shouldn't get out. Maybe he should come to work for us.
I don't think that that's a good idea. I don't think that he's ideologically aligned with us.
As you're
Yes,
thinking
but
about
we
this,
don't have to talk about killing him while he's right here.
No, I don't want to kill him. Like, honestly, the guy didn't do anything to us, and I don't really like randomly killing people. I think we just let the guy go.
Yeah.
And if he'll go down peacefully, I'll dump him his sword down.
What kind of what kind of old school player are you? You don't like randomly killing people? Oh my god!
I don't think it's necessary.
Unthinkable. No, I'm busting your balls, dude. Yeah. So
Like,
where are you guys? Are you still in the forest?
The guy surrendered. The guy turned his sword over, and I'm kind of not okay with killing somebody who surrendered.
I don't
Like,
really want to kill him, but sending him back to his old gang is not the greatest thing.
Well, what? They can't do anything with that information if they can't get in here. Like, it's not going to help them.
They might think he's crazy.
Yeah. So let's just drop him off and
Okay.
and let him go.
Where are we dropping him off?
Like, by a road. Like, we're just literally going to be like, okay, dude, peace out.
We could give him 2 weeks worth of food cubes.
Yeah, we'll give him some food cubes and his sword.
Oh my god.
He won't even eat the food cubes. He's just so.
Well, that's probably a good decision on his part, actually. But
Okay. So where are you with this machine? Have you left the forest? Are you? What direction?
Yeah.
What direction are you going in when you decide to drop this guy off?
back up the road, back the way we came.
Back the way you came. You do notice, anybody that cares to look out the windows every once in a while, you'll see people on horseback just scurrying away. You'll see people fleeing in panic.
Are there loudspeakers on this thing?
Did I read about
Yeah,
them?
you can figure out how to make this thing broadcast outside.
Okay, let's go yell at some of those people.
Yeah, they run faster.
Oh, can they outrun us, or are we faster than them?
Now this thing is it's lumbering, but it can chase people down.
Okay, let's chase him and just tell him. Who was the guy who sent us on this mission?
That would be Abram.
I'm gonna yell at him to go tell Abram in whatever camp he was at, to let him know that we have gained control of the machine and that we are still figuring it out.
All right. These are close to your old camp when you start to do this. Is that what your old area?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're ignoring the first bunch of people. You're waiting until you get into your own kind of territory.
Yeah.
To do that. Okay. Yeah, people are, and oddly enough, the most bizarre music starts playing in this freaking thing.
Okay.
After all, you're not able to make it play any folk songs that you know, but it's all horrific. Each song, if you can call them that, is worse than the last. And for a while, for about an hour, you can't even turn it off. It becomes really annoying.
That's metal.
You're finally able to do that. Yeah. People kind of like, as they're looking at you and your voice is broadcasting out of this, the people are doing the equivalent of crossing themselves. Some of them are running towards, your encampment, and some of them are just, running every which way, like frightened rats.
Do we know the direction to like a big blood moon encampment?
Oh yeah, that's right. The blood moon encampment is pretty much in the outskirts of the city and where the main city wells are. Honestly, not only the southwest portion of the city is the part that they really control. The rest of the city is pretty much like what they would call haunted.
Let's go there.
Okay.
Objections?
No. Cool with it.
All right, setting course.
We can broadcast their terms for surrender.
We try to figure out a few more buttons on the way there.
Yeah, so far nothing really. You get more hideous music.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
One thing we want to be really careful about is not triggering the cryogenic sequence.
No shit.
Oh God.
Really? How careful?
Pretty careful. Like my view on this is that we don't need to rush at all. Like right now we're in control of the situation and we can take our time.
Okay. That's weird because the game master never really thought about that. So why don't you roll me a D6 there, smart boy?
Which one of us is smart?
Oh, that would be James. That would be James.
Okay, good.
It's the difference between intelligence and wisdom right here. 5.
5. Okay. Well, you figure out how to make it start. Then after the screams of your companions, you figure out how to turn it off.
All right.
But it was getting very cold very fast.
Okay, let's not do that again.
Until the alien comes back.
Yeah. Let's.
You're pretty sure you hunted them all down. This thing is pretty good.
We hope.
Mm-hmm.
You got pretty good with a gun.
Somewhere out there is a mutant squirrel, like one lone mutant squirrel,
Right.
like riding a mutant carp down a river.
Right before these big letters come up saying "the end."
Question mark.
Yes.
Are you on your way to the city of the Blood Moon Camp? Are you passing your own, or are you going to go around it?
I would to go around it if I,
Yeah, you're the one that knows how to drive this thing. You tell me.
I'm going to go around it.
Something
Alrighty.
to investigate in the controls is sensors. Let's find out where more of these things are on this planet.
Huh? Maybe.
Yeah, interesting thought. See if you can locate anything interesting.
See if there's a way for it to go home. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, be careful what kind of messages you send out.
That's interesting. I'll tell you what. Yeah, you want to roll a d20 and roll a 20. That's hard.
Okay.
Maybe don't do that. That seems more likely to go wrong than right. Anyway, yeah, like how far away are we from the Blood Moon encampment?
At this point, the walking speed of this machine is roughly that of a horse. So, you're probably like half day you can get there. If your plan is to circumvent your own camp on the way there,
Sure.
I'll tell you
It
what,
actually-
if we take a day, I can memorize comprehend languages twice, and maybe there's a way to talk to them.
Oh, that's a good call.
That seriously is.
Let's take a
Yeah.
detour. Let's scare the shit out of everybody into town, and then while they're running, let's go down and get some supplies.
I can imagine this thing lumbering along with a wagon or two behind it.
Yeah, at this point, you're on the outskirts of the territory that your clan would nominally control to the south. So they're like small
control.
settlements, but not really towns.
Okay, well that's fine. Like
You'd be ransacking your own people.
it's
They're
not
not our
ransom.
own people
Like,
anymore.
We've got some money. We'll leave it behind with a note.
So if you approach a small settlement, everybody runs.
Yeah.
And when I say this thing is horse speed, it's like horse travel speed. It's not horses can gallop up in front of it and get away.
Yeah.
But it's it's not
Right.
it's not that fast. But it's All right. Well, yeah. As you're approaching one of the towns associated with your clan, everybody runs. Everybody scatters. People get on their horses. People just run as fast as they can.
I'll go down there, or we'll send Boris down and pick up a few things and send them up the ladder, and we'll leave a note. And how much did that silver necklace look to be worth?
Oh yeah.
Fairly decent. Not like incredibly expensive, but nice. Probably it's something that a well-to-do person would have.
Okay. So we'll take like a couple pony kegs and some cheese and hardtack and stuff and whatever, and leave that and a note that says, "Hey."
Right on. That necklace definitely pays for that.
Yeah, like whatever about what the necklace is worth. We take that much stuff.
Life is hard here, so they can't eat the necklace. But still, you feel a little bad. But,
we just leave him a note like carved into the bar. Hey, sorry for scaring the shit out of you.
right. And you figured out how to make the latrine work, which is cool. As you sit on it, it alters itself to conform to human, which is good because it looked like it had projections that went in, which was scaring you for a second. looks like whatever critters use it, maybe suck stuff out of them, and that didn't look so good.
Yeah.
But you finally figured out what the hell it was.
We don't need power assist on that.
God knows where that stuff goes. Although Pamphilius thinks it might actually be used to fuel the machine. You're not quite sure. Or
The
something.
food cubes. Yeah, definitely the food cubes.
Yeah. Soylent Green is shit. Okay. It boils down to.
Don't flush, you're wasting fuel.
Exactly. NASA would pay big for this technology. Okay, so you've pretty much you filled yourself up with normal food
Sure.
and whatever kind of stuff. So where are you going?
We're going to the Blood Moon encampment.
Okay.
Yep.
So this thing comes rumbling towards the city. You see some people you can see out the windows. Anybody's looking at. Some people are just running away. Other people are just like freaking out. You see people getting on horses. You see like an entire million of people getting ready to charge. They really don't have siege engines as such, because they really have no need to use catapults against you guys. So they don't really have anything like that. But there are like a group of brave souls kind of charging your way on horses. Most of the guys are just running. There's probably about 100 people like you're charging you.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to
battle.
use the loudspeaker and convince them to surrender. Like, I'm going to tell them if they surrender, they will be allowed to keep their lives. If they insist on a contest of arms, then they are going to serve as an example to others.
All right.
And
Let's see.
I will accent his point by putting the two metallic pincer arms out and sort of holding them out threateningly.
All right. As 100 men are charging on horses, about 60 of them break off at this point.
All right.
40 are still coming on strong. Some of them are looking behind their shoulders, like, where the hell did Ralph go? He was right next to me, But some of the more stalwart guys are out there. They have lances to bring lances to bear. Some guys are already shooting arrows. They're bouncing off the machine.
Okay, which has a bigger radius, the destroy everything button or the poison gas button?
I can tell destroy everything button really. It seems like a laser. I mean, it seems like it's pretty focused.
Okay, well,
Maybe just pick off one of them.
I mean, I could just use the claws and just pick them right off their horses.
well,
You know,
I don't know, maybe
It takes a while.
Like here's my thought: is maybe a lance or a battle axe actually would do some damage to this thing's legs. Like we don't know if it's totally invulnerable.
Yeah.
So we gave them the chance to surrender. If they keep charging at us, I say we hit the poison gas button.
Ugh.
I think the destroy everything button would be more theatrical.
Whatever.
I'm going to hit the destroy.
If they break its leg, it's going to be on you. It's going to be your fault because I wanted to do poison gas.
Your army's got to come from somewhere, folks.
Yep. All right. Destroy everything button. Hit it.
Okay, that's great. I'll tell you what. There's 40 guys. Let's see how many bite the dust here. Let's say it's pretty focused. 3 horses and guys just like evaporate. The guys around them, like the horses are rearing up, they're freaking out. Probably about like 10 more guys just totally break off. Other guys are just like stopping their tracks. Some are still riding forward. Probably like 10 guys still riding forwards that are just like completely out of their mind.
All right. Now poison gas.
Yeah, if they get too close, we gas them.
Ugh.
Okay, this billowing mass just kind of comes, you can tell it kind of drops. It's dropping from somewhere on the bottom. You never actually went outside and decided to look, while this happened, for obvious reasons, we hope. Who's got the lowest intelligence in the group? Even Otto never actually decided to go do that. And you see people, the horses, the guys just start to drop. The billowing gas is kind of slowly moving away. The people who are running away now are like running away very fast. So there's like, you probably killed the 10 really stalwart guys that were coming towards you. Everybody else is like galloping out of range as fast as possible.
Yeah, and that was kind of the idea. Like, peel off the smart ones.
So people are just, everybody and their brother's just running.
Okay.
You could tell, like, you could even see like out there's the more like headquarters of the area, like in fortified headquarters. There are people running out of there now that probably were there to watch the battle, and they're just splitting.
Okay. So what do you guys?
All directions.
Do we just stomp this place flat, or do we demand tribute? What do you guys want to do?
Well, I was going to say we could, we could just solve the whole clan conflict by claiming the entire city for ourselves.
I don't know, like we don't have enough people to hold it. Like ultimately we're in kind of a precarious position. So like what I want to do here is Like, we can just ask the Blood Moons to surrender, or we can destroy their camp and be like, okay, this place is now owned by the people who hired us. Or we can ask them to pay tribute, right?
Which oddly enough, is what the Antha did.
What?
Surrounding people, everybody they didn't kill had to pay tribute.
Well, they don't have to die. Like, we're not gonna, I mean, they totally have the option of just like, I don't know, do we want to demand surrender or what? You guys tell me.
Well, keeping our side, our old side alive, and the Blood Moons alive, and at each other's throats is convenient for us. We
Okay,
can
but
make money off of both.
Let me tell you something. The second NPC we met in this game got locked up in a nice padded cell by our boss. So I'm not too sure about just rolling up into his office and leaving the machine behind.
No,
Like,
no.
No, that's not happening.
No, I think we're our own clan now.
Yeah, if we decide to tell him, then we will roll the machine up to his office and tell him that way. But I actually kind of like the idea of just finding a stronghold for this thing, well defended, and just being the monster.
Let's go up to their kind of headquarters area and let's see if we can find the treasure. Like, surely they have a treasury. You can kind of control those mechanical arms, right?
Yes, I can control the mechanical arms.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run the loudspeaker and I'm gonna go ahead and yell at people, and you or wait, doesn't Pampilius have like an 18 charisma?
17. Yep.
Okay, you're in charge of the loudspeaker. So
Right.
so man, you go, James, you go for the treasury, and Pamphilus can tell everybody that they are now subjects of the Ravager clan.
Lord Otto, ruler of the wasteland.
Okay, as you do that, they run faster.
Yeah.
They run faster. The claws, you can. It's very obvious what the main fortress was. The building they were using that looked like the more important people ran out of there. We're also running faster. One big guy who you can probably tell is Stromboli, who is the leader of this clan. He can't run as fast as the other people because he's kind of big, but he's trying. He's trying.
See if you can catch that dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if I can just pick him up with a claw.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I can roll like a save for him, but no, he doesn't. He's no. Yeah, you pick him right up. So you've got this big guy, and he's lifting him up. He's screaming. He's waving his arms around.
All right. Well, we're just gonna carry him through the streets like a trophy.
And this is the guy that literally, like, I mean, for the last 10 years has owned this block. Like, I mean, this block, like, he's the man. So you've got him.
Okay, so why don't we just put him down on top of a tower or something that he can't easily get down from, like a high rooftop?
Oh, that's easy. Oh, yeah, that's easy.
We'll make him a post turtle. That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
That's easy. Okay. Let's see. You put him down. He's a little freaked out. We're gonna say his dexterity is okay. No, he managed to hold on.
Cool.
He managed to hold on. So he's just kind of clambering on, just holding on. And they just like his pants are kind of gray, but they're a little brown and yellow now. There's spots in his. He's wearing some bizarre looking color coordinated pants, but yeah, this little. Clearly, maybe something happened.
Okay. I'm gonna step back. I feel like I've been running things a little too much. I'm gonna let the other players do this for a little bit. So.
Oh, I don't know. It's been a fun ride. Let's see. I
think what has to happen is that Pamphilius needs to memorize comprehend languages and start looking for a voice interface on this machine.
Okay.
And I know this is going to seem abstruse to the other party members, but he will go looking for the security protocols and probably lock everyone else out but himself.
That would be an incredibly hard roll. That's something you're going to have to. I don't know if that's
Not
something
saying
really
he'd actually do it and betray his party members, but it's something he would think to try first.
looking for some kind of security. Okay. I'd say that would be something that's going to be tough, but it's something.
It's without a tinker roll, and it's more like charisma checks.
That's going to be more like based on your comprehend languages. You really have to figure out how to interface with this thing. So that's good. That's because that's way out there when it comes to that. It's possible. It's possible.
Oh yeah. But somewhere in this machine is an operating system that can understand simple panicked commands and execute them quickly.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Hey Siri.
Hey Siri, fuck those other guys.
Yeah, and okay, Lynn, you're not playing a paladin today.
No.
Anything particular heinous you want to do?
No. No,
Well,
he might simply implant some protocols that give him some precedence.
Okay. Well,
Come to that.
So are we spending the night here? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I'm not clear on how much time has passed. It seems like days. So
Yeah,
Pamphilius has had time to interrogate this machine, if it can be interrogated.
Yeah, pretty much what you've done is you spent the last part of this day walking, grabbing some supplies, walking over to the Blood Moon clan, scaring the piss out of everybody, putting Stromboli in a tower, and it's getting dark.
That's a project for several days. Pamphilius will concentrate on mastering a user interface.
Right, I gotcha.
Yeah, eventually he'll get around to sniffing out some security protocols, making sure at least that our party cannot be locked out of it.
Hey,
and then what Feverick wants to do is, since he's already had fun with the leader of this whole thing, he is going to dream up ways to approach the main fortified area in such a way that the very clear message is sent that we can completely take this city and behead the leadership at any time. Basically destroy the Barbican or something like that with the insta-destroy everything laser.
With the might of Clan Ironclaw.
Yeah, basically, send the message that they exist on our whim.
Yeah, get that treasury busted open.
Yeah. That's
okay, well, I'll tell you what. Here's what you find. We break this open, and most of it, to be honest with you, is food. It looks like a lot of people have been paying tribute to them. There is some what do you call it? There's some gold and what have you. I mean, you definitely have discovered some money, like probably more than you ever would have gotten paid in your entire life.
But like lots of grain.
Lots of grain, lots of booze, actually. Looks like Stromboli really liked his wine. Lots of some really good foodstuffs. The whole area around here is pretty arable. You've got all that. You've got Stromboli. You can decide what you want to do with him, whether you want him to sit there and let him die on the tower or make him prisoner. But what I'm thinking right here at this point, it's been 3.5 hours. Do we want to continue this sometime?
I think so.
I could do that one of these days. We need to get that gold up in here, though.
Yeah. What we need is let Lynn get her voice back and get a working headset.
Yeah.
Yes, her voice is going out on her too.
Okay, well,
how about if you just give us a golden XP figure and we call it a day, and we'll reconvene when Lynn has her technology and her voice together.
Okay, well, I will figure out what the XP is going to be, although we do have to remember that extra 500 goes to Nathan from that ridiculous idea of becoming the powers that be. So
I was only the one who said it first. That was obvious.
Yeah, but I tell you what, it's the first guy, the guy with the claim.
Yep.
So I won't be able to tell you right now, but we will come. I will make sure that I give you guys some XP, and
okay,
should be a good amount considering what you did, this is very much like deja vu, because I've had this before. But okay,
haven't
but
quite won the planet yet, but we're close.
All right. Well, then let's end it here, and then we don't have to reconvene. We can reconvene when it's convenient. I'm used to doing this and having a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks in between sessions. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the broadcast now, and so that's how old school goes, kids. Yeah.